Why the fuck you watching December to Dismember?
I just put it on and have it on. I guess again, I just always gotta have something on in the background as you're recording.
Are you watching it on the P or are you watching it
Yeah,
on the network?
no, it's well. How I don't have. How would I have the network?
Because I showed you how to get it.
Nah. Plus, I don't think I can trick my TV like that. It's a smart TV.
No, you have to do it with your cell phone.
Yeah, exactly.
I haven't
But
seen
I mean,
Dismember to Dismember since it came out. That was December 2006, right?
yeah,
15-year anniversary, bruh. Isn't that revered as like the worst pay per view ever?
one of them, at least one of the worst WWE pay per views, just in terms of like they were like only hyping up one match. I think that was the whole thing. Like when people showed up, they weren't sure what else was going to be on the card besides the Elimination Chamber, the Extreme Elimination Chamber.
Who was in that match? It was Bobby Lashley.
It was Bobby Ashley, as downtown Tony Brown calls him. Test, the late
Mm-hmm.
Test. Robin, yeah, Robin, damn. Hardcore Holly, CM Punk, Sabu.
The fuck?
Oh no! Rob Van Dam missed it. Or let me double check because Big Show was champ, so it's Big Show, Test, Ashley, Sabu, CM Punk. I think RVD because they had to take Hardcore Holly out.
Yeah, because remember he got his back cut.
Yeah, he slept. That was a real laceration.
Hmm. As a receipt from God from all that shit he be doing to people.
Again, isn't he another California guy?
Yep. He's from
But
Glendale, which is makes a lot of sense. But the fact that I thought he was really from Mobile, Alabama.
well, yeah, from Mobile, Alabama, Hardcore Holly.
So he's from somewhat Alabama, which is Glendale.
All right, yeah,
And then
December to this.
Crash Holly is from Anaheim.
Yeah, it was 2 days ago. It was a 15-year anniversary. The attendance 4,800. Buy
It was
rate
in Georgia,
9.
right?
Yeah, Augusta, Georgia. The buy rate 90,000. The tagline: "You better watch out."
You know what would have been great if James Brown actually would have came to ECW.
Oh, see, it's yeah, Bobby Lashley, Big Show, Paul Heyman, Test, Rob Van Dam, Hardcore Holly. See, I was yeah. I was just. Oh no, said they took Sabu out and put Hardcore Holly.
Was his
Was the
hit
big
bad by that time?
Sabu?
Yeah.
Something had happened, if I'm not mistaken. But he was still in the company because they wrestled at WrestleMania 23, the originals versus the New Breed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I remember he just got surgery a couple years ago. It took a minute. Like that GoFundMe, man. I felt like people was putting 50 cents in that motherfucker. Like, can y'all get him a free hit, please?
I mean, it was bad that I mean your icon Mick Foley, even he had to do something like that, right?
Yeah, which is still
Because
wild to me.
I bet there's probably like a limit on the Legends contract. Again, they don't offer healthcare. Vince McMahon, like, get your fucking hands off of me when it comes to healthcare. They're like, Vince, can I get some healthcare? He's like, get the fuck out of my face.
Hey man, well listen, you know how he's putting sock in Vince McMahon's mouth. He shouldn't have did that. I'm gonna leave here with something. So we talking about the
That
same
was his
interview.
version of that.
Yeah, he should be like, I'm gonna leave here with something. I'm from
uh,
Long Island. I gotta leave here with something, bro. Cause yeah, I remember that, and I was like, damn, what happened to all the money? I know you got 4 kids, but damn,
I think he's got more than 4 kids. I think he's got like 5 or 6.
no, he got well. To the best of our knowledge, he has 4. He got the
Don't do
twins.
that. Don't.
How we know?
I
You ever
mean,
heard the story about Farouk saying he had to hold Mick Foley hand when Mick Foley was smashing?
well, I mean, it was the thing. Like when you watch Beyond the Mat and you see McFoley's family, like McFoley's got a good looking wife, and it's not like McFoley's a ugly looking dude. It's just that thing. Like, yeah, I believe that Mick Foley was like fucking back in the day, like Cactus Check. But I mean, that's why he's going bang bang.
Yeah, he was shooting. Never mind. I'm about to say something, but he was shooting a different way, kid.
Yeah, Uh,
Can't use the old analogy.
what's that?
Can't use that one. Just know he's
But
shooting.
it's for 5 minutes, and this is Banks versus Davis. We're wrapping up 2021. If you had us on your Spotify Wrapped, we appreciate it. Shouts to Royal.
Thank you.
Nobody asked Pod. Shouts to old girl Letty.
Thank
Who else?
you.
I think Winston did as well. Shouts to Winston.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, anyone who's just been listening to us, we appreciate it and something like that. And then Banks, you saw the stats yesterday, the minutes we've spent. That's recorded time. We probably have spent the same amount talking to each other with the red light not being on. In terms of like potting without potting.
Bruh, that shit threw me off though. Like I said, I don't pay attention to the numbers, but the fact that it said what 5,000 some hundred
No,
numbers.
it's 70. It's 7,700.
God damn.
It's probably you and I are probably like 76. Don't forget, we had a few episodes where it was an episode with you and Graham. There was me, X, and Josh. Who you met last night, right?
Yeah, I finally got to see him. Shouts out to the Reggae Boys. I'm supposed to see him later on today as we're recording this. So, nah, hey man, I text Davis like it's like
Yeah,
what
you woke me
2:32.
up.
Yeah, I think I text you like 2:32 Eastern Standard Time. I'm like, yo, Josh is instantly one of my favorite. Like he's always been one of my favorite people, but finally meeting
Yeah.
him, I'm like, yo, he's one of my favorite people on the planet, like ever, bro. Like I love the fact that the people I finally meet, it's like they a shoot, bro. Now I won't go indulge into the conversation me and Eve had last night around 3 or 4 a.m. because New York people don't sleep, bro. That's besides the point.
I
Like,
think that's my biggest takeaway from New York. Like, it's just in a way like, wow, I was like, not just there, but like, I think I could like live that lifestyle. Like I told you before, like I could say like this was my everyday life. I'd be like, man, this is great. There'd be a thing where like, yeah, I'd only have 4 hours of sleep 4 to 6 hours of sleep each day, which I pretty much get now.
right. Dog, they got too much energy out there. The people, everything, like, bro, you do not sleep, bro. And he worked 12, 16-hour shifts. I'm like, fam, like, why are you up right now?
Yeah, you gotta look because you gotta when you're not working, you gotta make up for those hours. So you gotta live life, whether you're recording or other
Yeah,
activities.
you know what's crazy? I'm starting to get to that point too, where I understand that. I'm glad you pulled that up because it's like, bro, like I usually try to be in bed around 11, get up,
Mm-hmm.
clanking and
Same.
banging, but it's like, bro, I got to get to the point where I'm like, all right, bro, I got to sleep less just because I don't have time to do everything I want to do. Like, bro, Halo come out this Friday. I want to play Halo.
I like pigs. You said it like that.
Yeah, I
like
like pigs,
I like
too.
Halo.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I
Yeah.
like Adam Cole be talking about Halo. Like I understand he got time to do it since everybody keeps saying he ran from the grind, which is false. Like
It
if
is
he was on the
false.
road, he couldn't play Halo.
No, he would have been in the release. He would have been in the releases if he had stayed. That's what's so
Right. And
stupid
then he
about that.
couldn't
He would
probably
have been
afford
cut,
Halo.
and then he would have been cut. And people would have been like, "Oh, they don't know what to do with Adam Cole." Would have been like, and then AEW doesn't know what to do about Cole. They're buying their time. The one thing about AEW, and I'm not being payroll Giovanni for
No, come over here.
AEW.
Come to this side.
No, I play both sides. well,
No, but you stay over here.
But the thing is, like in AEW, like we all know it's gonna be him versus Kenny Omega for Control the Elite. That's what they're building to.
Mm-hmm.
They just had to set him up. He really wanted to work with Jungle Boy right away, so that was the whole point of that feud, which was so weird.
Who you think I have a great match with Marco Stunt? Weeman or Cody? Because they about the same weight as Marco Stunt.
Cody
Gray.
You son of a bitch. I was hoping you weren't going to say that.
Hey, he in the gym lifting weights after the hype, bro. Sooner or later, you be able to have a match with Marco Stunt.
Oh, hey. Us skinny guys, we have to try to hit the weights every once in a while.
No, ain't no once in a while. I need y'all to go 5 times a week, if not 6.
Yeah. My thing is just to go at least like 15, 20 minutes at night and in the morning on my off day. So the Friday, Saturday, and Sundays to try to do that.
An hour each day.
No.
You can do
I
it.
can't do it.
Yes, you can.
I'm not Rick Steamboat, all right? I'm not going 60-minute Broadways.
Bruh.
Do you want to?
Yeah, no, we here.
No, because you're. I mean, you secured us a big guest for next week. I hope that all works out.
No, we working on it. Trust me.
But because you are in Miami, you know.
Yes, I wish you was out here as well.
I hope I wish I was too because the fucking snowfall came, the real snowfall.
That's good.
Really,
it's like 80 out here, bro. But it's Florida. It's always hot.
You know what? It had to happen soon because it was almost just like, damn, global warming is that legit? Because it's December and we have only gotten like 1 day of snow and that shit melted the next day. That's the only reason. That was kind of really the other reason I was able to come to New York because global warming, the weather was good in both areas, New York and here.
Bro, but that's why I like New York because even though certain days it was like 70, this ain't the weather report, people. But we telling y'all, we believe in Al Gore. We believe in science,
to
bro.
People that do the weather, you know.
Oh yeah, no. Hey, listen. What can I say? What can I say?
I've been dreaming.
I offered Uggs and I offered an AEW shirt.
Uggs and hugs.
That's the title, by the way, as well.
No, it's not. No, it is not.
Yes, it is.
That's the title for the sequel. That's the title for the sequel if it ever happens.
Birthday. No, you want me to make it happen?
No, I don't.
Because I just said, hey, I'll just say this. I said, hey, Uggs, AEW shirt, what you want to do? I would love that. I bet.
No, too big time for a small town.
Shit.
Yeah.
For you?
Oh, see, here we go again. See, because we were
you can still get it, bro. I'm low key.
Everyone is still like,
because I'm trying not to be selfish out here. Because I'm on my steamboat. I know
what
you about to go.
You are selfish with.
No, I'm not. I'm literally trying to pass you the ball. You like, I can't do it.
That is true. I don't want your life.
What's that movie? Well. Is it Bobby Riley? Remember the one where it's like the walk
Bobby
hard?
Dewey Cox.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that? Yeah. I've only seen it once, yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of like that. It's just like
when he's the drugs. Like, get out of here, dude. You don't want
none of this shit. Yes, I do.
Tim Meadows.
And then at the end when they old, he was like,
yeah, he's still like, you don't want. He's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't want
took the drugs before and it led to the downfall. Yeah,
no, it's Viagra. It hits you up. So Davis is alluding to me being Ricky Steamboat. I gotta change my name whenever I decide to come back to Twitter because makes.
Well, you come back to Twitter. Don't do that. You be coming back.
Yeah, no, I come back every now and then.
Yeah.
Just to see people just being fucking cunts anyway.
But no, all right. Like I said, I alluded to this. I think it was episode 2 weeks ago. That I popped you and Eve legit by calling you 09 Ricky Steamboat when it comes to you and when it comes to you and these women who I think we're not going to call the women you pursue arm drags because you're still showing that you got.
Wait, what women are you talking about? Because I've never seen a woman in my life.
See here you go again. But you know, Ricky Steamboat was 56, still doing that. And I remember
anybody that worked in NWA, not the one now that fucking Matt Cardona is in, Zack Ryder. Yo, Zack Ryder's a legend. I can't hold you. That bad is.
I mean, he's having a good year.
That's what I'm saying. Wherever I can get some money at, I respect it. He like wherever I get some money.
I don't think he's getting money like that. I mean, I think he's already got his like nest egg. I think now it's just
he's a
relevancy.
He's a mercenary.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like he doesn't. I don't think he's going to this place, that place for the paycheck. It's like I'm going to go here because it's the place to be now, and where I'll look the brightest.
Right, and then he probably is saying like, "Yo," like he said, he's made enough merch money, etc., etc. He's just like a mercenary. Like, yo, I just want to go here just to
I mean, he
You
was
know what I
on
mean? Being,
TV.
more so probably like you saying the fame. It's like to stay in the limelight.
He was on TV for 15 plus years, about 15 years, so he's able to command a big booking fee. But it's not like it's not like it's a Braun Strowman thing where like, you don't have 10 years to lean on. You had 5 good years and all that, but still.
Am I Braun Strowman in life?
No, because you ain't MAGA.
How you know?
God, that would be the biggest twist if one day if we had met and you had whispered in my ear like Hell Hydra, but like,
Hey, what Kanye did when he was like, I love this guy. That's gonna be me to Davis. And he had that creepy look Kanye when he was up there with the president. See, I might be mad because I just said the president. He ain't even president no more.
You're letting it slip.
But who is president?
Oh, don't do that.
Yeah, conspiracy podcast coming soon.
No.
The Black Joe Rogan. Watch. So you can get rid of COVID with a little bit of rubber testing.
Yeah, I was just about to say from Everybody Hates Chris. Pour some Robitussin on it.
He's kind of right.
Who, Joe Rogan? Don't do that.
Hell
Don't
no.
do that.
Nah, hell fucking not. Fucking incel. Hey man, even though I've never talked to a woman in my life, I would know how to talk to a woman if I did.
Which is a lie.
Motherfuckers that listen to Joe Rogan, they probably really never talked to a woman. And if they did, it was very inappropriate.
Podcasts.
Shouts out to his stepdaughter though.
There are 2 podcasts on our feed of us talking to women, and you were part of those episodes. So,
Which podcast?
the ones, the ones. I'm not, we're not going there. We're not going there. But
that was just because, you know what I mean, that was the first time I ever talked to a woman professionally.
Okay.
So that's
professionally. But anyway, you're out in Miami, getting your Kevin Dunn on for RIOP, producing from the truck.
Yeah. That's essentially what it was, man.
During Art Basel week, while the plug with the rug is, charging. Again, you said it. I think he said it himself. Price of the brick going up, or yesterday's price isn't today's price. So shouts to him. But you're doing your thing in Miami, city of bad boys, and all of that. But yeah, I'm not there. Unfortunately, maybe one day.
No,
someday I should say.
Because I actually saw the bridge where they shot the scene that too that we always talk about.
Is that probably the same bridge they were on in Too Fast, Too Furious when he was like, got a high metabolism?
Yeah. The thing about Miami is big, but it's certain landmarks you like, all right, you instantly know what it is just because it's more so like Miami Beach area.
Is that the same bridge where Rick Ross jumped off? Or is that in Miami or no? Is that in New York? I couldn't tell which that was.
No, that might be in Miami, but I don't know where that is. Like, mind you, he did all that for a traffic ticket.
I would do the same thing if I...
Bro, but the way he jumped...
he did the fugitive jump. I don't care. They're like, how I pulled you over? I don't care.
I just want to take you in. Like, yo...
I didn't.
But bro, that impact will fuck you up though.
Oh yeah. That's why in the great bad movie, XXX State of the Union, Ice Cube,
great movie,
shoots the grenade launcher into the water first, then does his dive technique, like at what 2,000 feet? He's jumping from the train railroad. Into the fucking like little lake that's beneath, which is like only architecture like that exists in movies where it's like a railroad and then like a fucking canyon with some water.
And I'm so tempted to put "Today Was a Good Day" over that scene. Like, bro, it won't be a good day for you. Sorry about your damn luck if you jump from that far. That's a far ass drop. But nah, the thing is too with that video speeding, it's like, yo, he left Khaled in the car with 2 women and they just looking like, what the fuck? And then he proceeds to jump into like the Atlantic Ocean. They found for a ticket. But the irony is he actually just got his license too, so in real life.
Oh, in real life?
Yeah, shoot. So
So
somebody
that
said on
one,
Twitter, it
so
was like,
that
damn, it all makes sense now.
yeah. So that wouldn't happen again. He wasn't trying to manifest that.
Yeah, they said
Yeah, no,
okay.
you're out here, throwing the double axe handles, the top rope crossbody. But the other thing that we were talking about is that you got to meet Josh, and then we were talking about like kind of like what were you talking about before that led to the where we were going with? Oh yeah, you were saying I could get with so and so because I'm famous. Again, I'm not famous. I might be famous because of BRP, but I
No,
am not famous.
you famous, bro.
But again, there's a difference between being famous and being a star.
Okay, so you saying you're not a star?
No,
You are
because
a star.
what did I say last night? Stars get paid. And what I mean is like again, like Dwayne Johnson gets 25 million because he's a star. Famous people can get a fucking movie on Netflix, but they're not getting paid like Dwayne Johnson was getting paid for Red Notice. The fucking
But you
TikToker
hate
who
him, so
had
you calling him a star?
he is. I'm
No,
not denying that.
I'm saying that he's been a star for fucking 15 years. He's been on my TV screen, but still.
Yeah. Well, he's been a star really for
No, I'm tripping. 25 fucking
20,
years.
24 years. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
you
that's
really
what I'm
can't
saying.
count. You really can't count 96 when he's Rocky Maivia.
But he's been on my screen for 25
You
years.
can count when he's Rocky Maivia in 97 when he's joined the nation. That's when he and then becomes The Rock. You can count
I
him as being a
understand, but it's
star
been
then.
25 years of him being on
Yeah.
my screen. Let's just say it's 24. That's still insane. In some
Of
capacity,
course.
we see this dude on our screen.
Well, that's the thing with Denzel. I mean, Leo DiCaprio. Again, like the Will Smith, like stars are people who have longevity. People can be famous and then burn out.
But
My day will come.
nah, you've been going strong for about a year and a half now. I think that's considered a star. Are you getting paid like a star? Hell no, because I'm with you on that. I'm
But
fucking
no one gets
fame.
paid. No one except like
Nobody,
eight people get paid in podcasting.
but that's what I'm saying. But the numbers going up. Apparently now somebody just got a fucking podcast deal at HBO. I didn't even know you could do that.
Who is this?
I don't know. Because
Let me
a
see.
podcast I listened to, Joe Budden podcast, they were saying one of the guys that was working on there, he was like the intern basically. He's got a job working for a podcast show on HBO. They haven't announced it yet. And then Bomani Jones got like a talk show on there too. So
Well, yeah, I mean that's different. Talk shows when you're gonna have people in person again. That's why I don't know if Deezus and Mero stopped their podcast.
no, they still
But
do it.
exactly, but they still also have a talk show on Showtime. It's that different thing. There's still a way to differentiate between the podcast and your other venture, whether you're on TV and in movies or etc. Again, this is what we were kind of talking about with on BRP was Nas having a podcast now, and it was like why? And I was trying to be like, well, if you're a guy like him, look who you can talk to. You can talk to fucking anyone you've ever met, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
And about what doesn't matter. People will listen if they're huge fans of you, they'll listen.
Right. No. That's what I'm saying. But still, it's like the podcast game is still a baby from when I'm learning. Like, bro, it's not as huge as I don't think people perceive it to be huge because sometimes when you tell people like you do a podcast, some people still say, "What's that?" Which is good. It's still growing fast as hell. Everybody still has a podcast, but most people aren't consistent. That's the beauty of it. It's just like any other form of entertainment, like the music game. Some people just, all right, I'm good now. Consistency is everything in life. If you're consistent with everything, more times than not, you will succeed. So, with this form of media that we in, the great thing about it is people that are serious are still here and it's growing. So that's why it's like with you, and I call you being a star. It's like, bro, you've been doing this a year and a half now, and it's growing and it's growing and it's growing. You feel me? So it's like, yeah, nobody's getting paid to be a star. Because trust me, hey man, fuck a fame. I want some money. I always say that about anything. Give me some money. I don't give a fuck about none of that. But you know what I mean? Nobody's really getting paid at this moment from this podcast shit. But trust me, it's coming because the business is growing.
And that's what I was trying to say was look who get like do famous people are famous people necessarily rich? and are rich people necessarily famous? Like, it's the thing. Like, I've been watching the show Billions a lot, and that makes you think like these hedge fund guys, are they famous? No, but they're rich, and not just rich; they're super fucking rich. Like, they're in an episode. It was kind of like what you said about Michael Jackson last week with buying the Beatles catalog because he could. There's an episode where he buys his enemy's prized collection of books, and then he wants to buy every other edition of it, no matter the cost. And then his assistant's like, that'll be expensive. He's like, well, it's a good thing I'm a rich fucking man. It's like, because you can do shit like that when you're a rich guy. And I remember, I think Jalen Rose would kind of say this, or at least a variation of it, where like NBA players aren't, or maybe just athletes as well, but aren't as rich as you would think, because you have to pay, you have to get, like, you get paid every week. You got to worry about house, taxes, trainers, cars, this and that. Like, he was really smart with how he broke it down, because he was someone who was able to actually get a few big contracts. Not when you just started, like, you get drafted in the lottery. He had that big Pacers contract when he was a star player for them. And then you get the vet minimum towards the end of his career, like he did. It was like, you break it down in all these different aspects. You're not as rich, but you're famous, and people will perceive you as being rich because you're an NBA player and you're famous and you're seen and you can stand out. But the real rich guys are the guys who own the team, and they may not necessarily be famous, with the exceptions like the Jerry Busses, the Jim Dolans. And that's kind of what I think you're saying with like the podcast game. Like, a guy like Joe Rogan or Joe Budden, Bill Simmons, with their name brand, they're able to get that check. But everyone else, and that's why Patreons are really started, because these key pods, again, RAOP, Black Variant, Black Announce Table, they have huge followings, and you can tell with their social media interaction. And when they do merch, they're able to actually move it. It's not just sitting there. But for some reason, sponsors are just quick to throw money at something like that, no matter how niche it is, or how even though it's really a startup in a way, you could get in so early and really make so much.
No, you right. It's just, and then you said the key factor, like, it took Joe Rogan, even though he had sponsorships and all that shit before everybody else. You got to remember too, it took him 1,000 some episodes to get the money that he got now. Joe Budden, it was like 200.
But he was still doing ad reads too. He was still able to do like On It or the fucking Brain shit. And again, he had a he has a job with the UFC. He's a stand up as well, and
right. So he still had to work. That's the key factor. I wish motherfuckers would understand. There you go, right there. Smart man. This is why I said you great tag team partner, because he was still doing the podcast, and it basically was a hobby. Motherfuckers, I think, don't understand that your hobby is sometimes your business. This motherfucking shit is a business. I'm gonna put money into it, and I ain't got nothing back but blessings, which you can't buy anyway. So that's why I don't really be upset. And then I understand business, how it works. You're gonna put more money into it than you get back, and then eventually you'll seek your reward. But with him, like you just said, he got to do UFC. He got to do stand up. Do he enjoy doing those things? Yeah, but do you want to always do it? No. Sometimes I just want to say fuck it, kick back, and then do my podcast and just not do anything. But I still got to go get bread. Now he's in a position where he just does USC just because he wants to do it. Or if I want to do stand up comedy, I can just do it just because I feel like doing, not that I have to do it. When you get about projected 20, I think it was like 50 mil he got from Spotify. Cool. Now with the Joe Budden podcast, we don't know what the figures are. He keeps saying like, yo, I don't really know what the figures are. He knows he's getting paid, but he felt like he shouldn't have got paid more. That was the whole disbandment last year because he felt like he shouldn't have gotten more money from Spotify. But when he went solo, like you said, with Patreon, it's like it kind of evened out and maybe a little bit more. And then he had more creative freedom as well, because that was the whole thing. Goes back to Dave Chappelle. They're going to give me 50 million, but I'm not going to have creative control. So what's 50 million really worth? Now he disappears for years. He comes back, get a Netflix deal, and now he probably about to re-up on a Netflix deal again and get whatever he want. He can still get money from stand-up. The point is, this shit takes a minute. And sometimes you just don't want to jump into the 360 Leor Cohen deal. I call every deal can be a Leor Cohen deal, even if he ain't behind it. The 360
Mhm.
deal, if anybody's listening, look it up. You'll understand exactly what I mean. You ain't getting no residual pay. You're not getting no royalties from your money. You just gonna be on the minstrel show performing. You probably get your ass paid out in that way. So what Jalen Rose said, pause for what I just said. So what Jalen Rose is absolutely right about these NBA players. Yeah, you got James Harden that just got that when he was with the Rockets, $200 million contract, et cetera, endorsement
Yeah.
deal. And people be like, well, that's enough money. Wait, so the owner could have billions of dollars, but not the player? Motherfucker, they pressing a pin. They playing basketball. Now, mind you, it's a recreational sport. People can say what they want, like they getting paid just to play basketball. Motherfucker, you go do it then. That's how I feel about this podcast shit. Then I'm not. I didn't mean to even cut a shoot promo, but this is where we at right now. I'm not even mad by the way, audience. I just feel like talking about shit real quick.
No, it's
We
funny.
just
We're actually
real.
having this real breakdown of.
Yeah, but this is
Something
what
that we
Davis
do.
does. This is why I said Davis is my. You know what I mean? No disrespect to anybody else. This is why Davis is my favorite tag team partner because it's just like, all right, he already know what it is. It's like, all right, it's Clay and Steph. I don't need you. I don't need the screen right now. I'm gonna go around. I'm gonna dribble and I'm gonna shoot this motherfucker. But the thing is, it's like with this podcast shit, bro. Like motherfuckers just think like we talked about it before off air, but we talk about it here. It's just not this shit is consistency. This shit is if you don't have what you need, like me, I got this busted up webcam. I gotta get another camera.
Yeah, right
However
now
I fund
Banks
it.
is potting in the dungeon from Dark Knight Rises.
Or
In the prison
Two
where they are.
Hearts dungeon.
That's where you want to be. Some discipline.
I think did they sell that house, right?
The house was sold, yeah. See that, like, let's see that. No, I'm not even gonna go into Bret Hart slander right now. Never mind.
No, he's about to say you shouldn't have bought the house. You're right.
You should, he should, but he's too fucking selfish to fucking buy the house. Fucking
You know
prick.
what? I'm gonna kind of agree with you on that because I had to
And
think about it.
just like, all right. So this thing comes about the weed and like him being like, I don't think that's fair, to ban weed. Guys who smoke weed, they're just getting high, they're just sitting in the hotel room. They're not doing anything. But so everything that applies to him should be allowed, right?
Right.
Right. Yeah. Mr. This is really why I can't stand Bret Hart. Mr. Oh, woe is me. I got screwed. This and that is always playing the victim, but like can't take ownership of it.
But now it's like he said he smoked weed. Now he's smoking weed.
No. He was smoking weed back then. With the podcast I listened to that breakdown, his ex-wife, when she slanders him, there was also some dark stuff between her and him.
Yeah.
Where when he was cheating on her, the kids are like, "Where is he? Like, where is he?" And then she was like, "He's probably getting high with his girlfriend somewhere." And then the kids cried and all that, and it's just like, yeah. And then
but she gotta say off what? Because she can't just be like he getting high. He's not smoking crack, Mr. Hitman. You smoking my crack?
Oh no. In that podcast, it was that podcast Labs fan that did that.
Yeah.
That read the excerpts of her book where then he does something in retaliation to that and just really like it's her account. It's not disputed where like his sister's book was disputed, and I think he was a key factor in getting his sister's book pulled off the shelf because of how defamatory and inaccurate it was. But he's never said anything about his ex-wife's book, but they joked like about being fucked. Is that like Brett would be like, hey, at least it comes out of the ground. Hey, it's not that, it's from nature, so it's not as dangerous as crack.
Hey, crack comes from the ground too.
Okay, here we go.
What key component to it comes from the ground?
the coca.
Exactly.
But no,
now,
I mean,
get into it like what Sir was talking about.
Don't let's. I mean, as far as I'm aware, Sir Wilkins was working us on that part. I don't think he was shooting. I think that was kayfabe.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
I'm
answer the
saying
question.
this for him.
Yeah, because I'm like, bruh, I don't think you're supposed to be saying all that, big fella.
But and this is what I said on BRP because I think Math was like, I'm not gonna listen like to the Nas pod unless he had so and so on or this person because that'd be an interesting conversation to hear. But it's like, really, what's the point of listening to it? And I was saying like and I said like for what I said, like when you have access to this person or that person, that's why when someone comes to you like, hey, would you want to do a podcast? If you're someone who's not in it, you're like, what's the point? Where it's like, well, here's this money, you can do 10 episodes, you can talk to whoever you want, and then that's like you see it from like the director's side of it, and that's the thing is like you got to see the bigger picture in that aspect, especially with something like this. Like I remember you and we had a conversation pretty much around this time a year ago when we kind of thought about expanding in a way um, about this show and what else it could be. And I was like, I view this as a passion project, a hobby, compared to like BRP, which is like the other aspect of like the work side of it. But that's still also a passion project as well. But this is, like I said, that's the Hollywood blockbuster movie. I come here, this is the indie where I fund myself, where I have to get the funding to go and make. Like that comparison, like Francis Ford Coppola had to put his own money into making this movie because the studios aren't fucking with him anymore, or something like that. That comparison, and you can see people who are willing to do that. And I also treat this as seriously. But also, it's like I think that you and I are just two guys, two friends, like having a fun conversation. We'll get real at sometimes, especially about some real shit. But we're also just here to have a fun conversation about the shit that we enjoy as well, but also make it an enjoyable listen for the listeners, like people who can listen to this at any time. Again, that's why we're on a Spotify Wrapped, is because they enjoy listening to us. Like in the stats, whereas that people listen between 5 p.m. and 11 p.m. I'm like, what the fuck? What kind of late night radio show are we? We're like, coming up on Thanks versus Davis, 8:55.
I guess it's a little bit more soothing that way. I should
I think it's
say.
probably the East Coast. I think we have a lot of East Coast listeners, is what it is.
Yeah, that's crazy. Particularly, I think more so. I got more a fan base on the East Coast. Like that's how I said the East Coast been a blessing to me, despite the fact that I'm from LA, bro.
Hey, you and I, we'll speak to a little bit later about white guys in California and their accents, but you can see people who want to be in this to be in it, and people who are in it because they love it. And I think the first people want to get in because they see the Joe Rogan, the Joe Budden aspect of it. Like, look at what's thrown around, but again, that's not thrown around for everyone. And you can see people like, I'm not just trying to say like you or me or Nelson, Larry, Josh, etc. Like people are in it because they enjoy it. Like it's something they're passionate about, talking about whatever they're talking about on these pods. And again, you're not going to reap dividends right away or ever potentially. Again, this like getting paid in podcasting is like getting drafted in the NFL. There's only 300 spots, and there's what 20,000 guys each year, something like that. Look at that! Look at that ratio and all that. It doesn't play out.
For the most part,
pods start every day with people that have no followers and people that have the biggest following. Fucking Dak Shepard has a podcast. That's a Spotify owned podcast. Like it's just that kind of industry now. It's you either trying to do the Chance the Rapper thing where you're somehow independent but signed to CAA, or you're really a SoundCloud rapper in terms of like you're putting this shit out and trying to get a bag in the future, and then you turn into Lil Nas X, or you're someone that's already at the top and then just jumped into this to create another revenue or a lane that you can have a bigger audience and following in.
Right. But no, it's all I think everything got to be a business though. You feel me? Like you were absolutely right. This is more so indie, but you still got to put all your money into it. Like for the most part, depending on which side you want to go on with it. I just know for myself personally, not bragging, I've had to put a lot of money into this shit, man. Like I bought a whole new laptop just for this, just because I don't have my desktop anymore. So, you know what I mean? You always got to spend money. It's just as a business person, we hear it always and people think it's a cliche. Like you got to treat everything like a business for the most part because everything is business for the most part. Whether it be in your personal life, job, podcast, whatever you're interested in, you gotta look at it as a business because you a consumer in a sense. And being that you're a consumer, somebody's making money off you. In your personal life, somebody's making money off your feelings. Your feeling money. That's what they making money off of. Your spirit, that's what they making money off of. So there's always gonna be a cost in life. Nothing is free. I don't like the term free. I never had anything free. It always
there's
costs
that
something.
there's a good Dane Cook bit about like that where um always about like what about all the race tension. This is like in '08. It was like
Mhm.
right after Obama got elected and he was like, now I mean we got a black president, maybe like so we white people got to settle down. We can't just do whatever we want because we got a black president and all that. And
Mhm.
then he's like, I got a black friend. And it's like, so what if we solved all this race tension? Where what happens if one day we discovered a new planet just like Earth, and we took all the white people and put them on that planet? And his friend's like, no, 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 see right there, you're racist. He's like, how? Black people get shitty old Earth, white people get the brand new fucking planet. It's like, oh shit. And then he was like, and then I think about it from the other aspect where he's like, free. We're like, because they were never really free. So if I go into a store, socks, buy one pair, get the second pair free, put two socks, and the guy's like, that'll be $10.50. I thought the second pair was free. He's like, not absolutely free. So he was trying to say, oh, it's a real like, well, Dane Cook's just like, I'm trying to teach y'all in like a weird stand-up special. It's actually one of his best, but it was just I'm
Yeah.
like, but it kind of it's funny. It had an impact on me. I think that I really didn't realize until I got older. But yeah, that like absolutely free was like, holy shit, he's right. Because think about it, like they were freed, but then the civil rights movement still has to happen.
Mhm.
Now we're getting real like pot upon like we were last night, which is what we had just talked about. But
Yeah, no, we was despite the fact that I was producing and I was out at Art Basel and shit, let us breathe. Yo, I was about the only person on with a mask. And then after a while, I was just like, fuck it, I ain't gonna hold y'all. I ain't gonna
well,
say
you're in Florida, so
at this point, yeah, because I'm like, no, that shit was still wild. Like, yo, nobody out here with no mask. But at the same time, listen, I can always have that conversation about all this
they
shit.
were
I
out
just
there with
want,
no mask, but all that ass, right?
hey man, listen, I wanted to use. Let me tell you something. It- Fuck it, we here. It was a couple asses I want to use for my personal mask.
On that note, let's get in some fun shit that happened. So we were supposed to record yesterday, but like you said, you had a busy day
Yeah.
producing the live show. Shouts to Amp. Shouts to I'm not gonna call him by his government name. You will, but I won't, Mr. Jefferson. Um,
Fuck Joseph.
but but shouts to them. But something dropped yesterday, and it's a good thing it dropped yesterday when we didn't record because now we can talk about it. And
Hmm.
it's again because it's not really a trailer; it's a first look, and that's what they're calling it about Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse Part One, which I was like, oh shit, I didn't think that was gonna happen. What was your reaction to this?
Uh, They called me a madman. They
How
called
so?
me a madman. What did I say before, bruh? What did I
Think
tell you
Miles?
before
They think
about?
Miles is gonna be in No Way Home.
Yeah. So if you look it up about a year or so ago, during production, like early production, there was a lot of wild rumors going on. Apparently, Black Cat was supposed to be in this movie. Let's keep it a buck. Nobody knows what the fuck about to happen in this movie. Nobody knows what this movie really is about.
Which is why I'm not really hyped for it, and that's a good thing. I told this to Cal. I'm not too hyped about it, which is good considering all the movies I was hyped about this year, mainly F9 being disappointments. So if I go in with low expectations with this and it turns out to be great, that's probably good. Or if it turns out to be okay, then I'm also not let down like I was, and I don't have to do a promo from my car like I did a couple months ago.
Right. Well, Fast and Furious, that's different though.
I mean, again, Spider Man's my favorite superhero though as well.
That's true, but it's different. Like, all right, let's say this. You know, I'm a Batman guy. Like, if the Batman is bad, which I doubt it because I've heard nothing but extraordinary things, which
I'm
kind of
still,
makes me nervous.
I still think 10% chance it can be. I don't think it will, but there's still a 10% chance I think it can.
Depending on what they do with the edits, because I've heard that it's a 2.5. So you know we about to get the fucking Matt Reeves cut. It's a
No, no,
2.
no. I think
You don't think so? Because I've heard it was 2:45, it was 2:30. I've heard different variations of, like, run times for it. But right now I think it's at a whole 2:30.
okay. Let me say this real quick because I forgot to mention a few things last week. But it's funny that you say a cut because now Sir Ridley Scott, has come out and said he has 2 extended cuts of the movies he released this year. The Last Duel, which again everyone said was great. I still haven't seen it. But everyone was like, "No, this is
Hey
actually a really
man,
good movie." But why? But they were like, "It's a really good movie." But why?
can
Again,
I
this.
cut the promo? I'm sorry to cut you off. Can
Go
I cut
ahead.
the
Go ahead.
promo? Adam Driver trick y'all.
Okay, you're like my dad.
See, that's what I'm saying. I agree with your dad, but they only disagree with him about one thing, because he can't
Randy
disrespect
Orton.
Randall.
We'll have to
Top 10
settle this
worker
one.
all
We'll have to
time.
settle
Any
this one day.
promotion.
You'll disagree when my dad says, Paul Walker, and blah blah blah. And I'm not going to go that, but you'll disagree with my dad on that.
Hey man, that's how he feel. That's how he feel. The only thing about that is the Randy Orton slender I can't deal with. But you
And then
absolutely.
and Hasaguchi is also expected. He said to have an extended cut, but he's also Ridley Scott's a king of an extended cut. He had again the 2 versions of Blade Runner.
2.5 hours already.
There's a 2 versions of Blade Runner. He has the director's cut of Kingdom of Heaven. I think there was an extended or a different version of the Counselor movie he made a couple years ago. But my whole thing is like this, especially for someone at his age and with his legacy, and given that how these movies aren't making the money in theaters that they would have 20 years ago, is that like if you should just put stuff like that. It's my model about like let's kill the theaters. They're done. But fuck them. Unless it's gonna, you should only release 4 or 5 movies in the theaters now, and it's something like Spider-Man: No Way Home, The Matrix, F9, and maybe the Bond movie. But even then, people weren't hyped for that.
What? I'm more nervous about The Matrix than Spider-Man, believe it or not.
In terms of being a bad movie or a box office?
No, bad movie because it seemed like it's too much dip on the chip this time.
It's tough because it's just the one Wachowski. I'm not thrilled about that. I think even though they both made Speed Racer and Cloud Atlas, even though I've never seen Cloud Atlas, but and I know Speed Racer turned out to be like a cult favorite among people all these years later.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still a thing where both of them started it, both of them have to finish it type of deal.
Right. So because they only have Lana, I'm a little nervous. Not because I don't think she's a good director. It's just this is your baby that they stole. Being the Wachowski siblings, they stole that idea. Oh, you don't know about that? I thought I sent you that about the lady that came up with the Matrix. It's a black lady from New York that came up with the Matrix. She came up with Terminator, and it was one more movie, and the idea was stolen. Remember, you see, I be having all that slander about that some bitch.
Jimmy Cameron.
Yeah, James Cameron. That's why you think I have, because his whole
You good son of a
I'll
bitch.
sue your ass, and that's what he did.
Are you talk to Jim Cameron like how Jim Ross talks about Triple H? That no good son of a bitch. Damn him.
Tell me why, damn it.
God damn, he did it again, damn it.
That'll stop a man's heart, I swear to God. Bro, that's what I'm saying. So
he's got all the talent, but he's a rotten son of a bitch.
The only promo the ever comeback Triple H had towards, sorry about that, the only comeback he ever had towards JR was, remember the cerebral assassin I kind of like that. That's the only interaction
Triple
he had.
H made Jim Ross say everything about him, so Triple H would seem like a bigger star. We ain't going there. We ain't going. We
I
ain't
gotta
going there
listen to
today.
that. Grill and JR is one of the greatest podcasts ever, by the way, since we talk about podcasts. Like, bro, you could listen to old him and Conrad Thompson on there. I think that's his name. It's just
Yeah,
like, dude, they just talking. Like, the thing about Conrad, he'll just let you like with Kurt Angle as well. It's not just because he's talking to legends, like he's co-hosting and producing for them.
yeah,
Another person who's on two big podcasts and they got sponsorships, but he does insurance, if I'm not mistaken, in Alabama.
real
He does
estate.
something
Yeah,
with real estate.
yeah.
But
And don't forget,
once
he had
again,
the Tony
people,
Schiavone and the Bruce Pritchard ones until they got booked.
damn, he does those as well, huh?
And then I believe he also has Jeff Jarrett, if I'm not mistaken.
God damn, Conrad working more than me.
Everyone came to him after Bruce Pritchard was the thing. I don't know if Bischoff was as well, but he became the go-to guy because if one guy was willing to do it, then good. It's the good enough for him, good enough for me type of deal.
So in my
Like
opinion,
I don't think people saw the ulterior motives, or at least negative ulterior motives of Conrad Thompson. I think they saw he was a fan who wanted these guys to tell their
this
stories
cool.
and him not have any input or bias against or counteract. I think he just shows up like, so what happened this day? Oh, really? Explain. I've never listened to a Conrad Thompson podcast of anyone, but I can just tell that I think that's his whole demeanor, is to be the impartial partner.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He does the same thing as me. Damn, maybe I am a professional. Just let people
I've
talk.
told you. I mean, hey, you're Stephen A. without the money is the thing.
And without the coonery. But that's besides the point. So going back now, I highly I recommend checking it out, Grill and JR, just because he dog to be his age and all the health issues he's had and to have the thing about wrestlers is it's like, dude, for all the shit they've done to their body and mentals, they memory is fucking insane. And maybe it's because you got to call spots. But like when New Jack used to tell, God bless, when he used to tell stories, it's like, bro, how do you remember all that shit? Like Mick Foley
Well,
is a prime example.
I think guys like Mick Foley and Bret Hart, who've had bad health issues, I think a lot of them documented it as it happened. I know that was Bret Hart's whole thing, was he was constantly riding on the road. Mick Foley, I don't know if that was as well. Someone like Chris Jericho, I think, also has a good recollection, just given that he maybe didn't take as much punishment as other guys in his era did. But again,
On
and
the
again,
court side.
but it's also at the end of the day, it's the wrestling business, and this is their truth. It might not be the whole truth. It's what they can remember, or how they remembered it being.
Yeah,
Which
no,
I
but
mean,
still, to
oh my god,
have that recollection is pretty good. Like with Chris Jericho, you know what I mean? I'm pretty sure it was some cocaine, some alcohol, but to remember
he
fucking
certainly didn't remember the AW belt. Yeah,
would you?
okay. You just said come to this side, and now you're slandering.
Yeah, but that bro, look who's been champion besides Kenny Omega.
There's been 4 guys. The company's been around. It'll be 3 years in January.
I know, but I'm saying so Kenny Omega, Hangman who tricked people, Chris
Oh,
Jericho
don't do
down.
that.
Hangman do trick y'all. He tricked Black Announce Table, he trick you, whoever else like him. He trick you as well if you ever hear this. And I told you that. He trick y'all.
No, he's good. I'm not saying he's the
How?
greatest.
I didn't even know he was
He's
gonna get
got
wrestling talk, but I
no.
haven't
He's got a
really
good.
been. I
He's got
really
a.
haven't been paying attention to wrestling, so I like talking about it now.
He's
But
got a good gimmick. He's
a
good in the
cowboy,
ring. Yeah.
Bart Gunn did that shit in fucking '95.
But Bart Gunn couldn't wrestle like Hangman Page. He wasn't able to capitalize on being a cowboy. They let fucking Bart Gunn ride an actual cowboy into the ring as well. He's
Right,
actually
actual
willing to.
what?
I mean, actual horse. Sorry.
Fire for that. I was just about to say that. Fire for that.
As soon as you pointed out, I was like, wait, what did I say?
Right, actual dog.
He rode a what?
Man,
He
no
rode
rider
Billy Gunn
in
into the ring. That's why Billy Good was, I'm an ass man.
Hmm. All right, I'm gonna leave that joke alone about what he was also saying. Well, I
But
say he was an
yeah,
asshole.
yeah. I mean, he's not the greatest, but he's good. But no, I said let's kill theaters. Let's only put the biggest movies there, and you put them in a drive-through. Let's just kill. Like I said last week, my experience at my local theater. Just shutter them, burn them, knock them down, put something else up. Um,
Nah, it movies are back because capitalism is at an all-time high. Damn, I might be Joe Rogan. Capitalism is at an all-time high, and also because Spider-Man is about to make $3 billion.
yeah, so that's the thing we were talking about. You think the Matrix might fail? And like I think it's because you just have the one, and I think it's also a screenplay by committee, if I'm not mistaken, which always worries me. Once I saw when John Wick 3 was over, and I saw this screenplay by blank, 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 and blank, I was just like, oh, no wonder this movie wasn't as good because it was like a whole bunch of people to add their input to it. Um, and that movie's still okay. It just wasn't as good as the previous one, which was a sole writer, a sole director.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but with No Way Home and them, I think doing the smart thing, even though they're really advertising now that Alfred Molina, Jamie Foxx, Willem Dafoe are going to be in this movie, um, and then kind of hiding the rest. Still, it's a thing where how much can you really show? And they've shown the stuff that like, all right, these guys come from different universes. You really, what can you show more from that? That's always a problem with trailers. That's why it was smart for Across the Spider-Verse to be a first look. They gave us a scene, and then who knows if the Spider-Man 2099 chasing Miles Morales is a thing they created for the trailer or something that actually happens in the movies. In the movie, that I kind of read that as something that was really a trailer creation, even though it's a lot of work to put into a trailer, considering like their animation is like so
Mm-hmm.
complex. But yeah, I mean, the first look, I've only see this, and this is a sad thing. I've only really seen Into the Spider Verse once. I thought it was great though. When I finally saw it, I saw it late, and I was like, it was my bias against
That's one of the greatest
animation.
movies. You
Is
know
why I
what? I
saw
hate
it late.
to. I think my fault. I think Ben said the same thing. Uncle Ben said the same thing. Not Uncle Ben from Spider Man, but
I
Uncle
know,
Ben
yeah.
from Public Enemies. I think Uncle Ben said that's the greatest Spider Man movie of all time. I agree with him. Like certain things with me, I'm like, all right, let me wait on it. Especially with music, let me wait on it. But certain things, I'm like, I get it. Like To Pimp a Butterfly by Kendrick Lamar. First song, I said, okay, I know where we're going with this. Spider Verse, same thing. I said, okay, I got it.
Mhm.
And by far, I think it's the greatest Spider-Man movie ever made. Like, you don't. The crazy thing is, I believe they about to top it. How you do that? Because it's more freedom with animation as well. Because you can
That's why I don't want
create.
to count it. Is because they can do so much more. It's really a cheat code
Mhm.
of what they can do. Whereas like people are going to shit on No Way Home, and they already did based off the CGI in the trailer. But like, look what they have to do. They have to combine 20 fucking characters basically into one, or 20 variations of these characters into one giant battle scene. That's whatever spider suit he's going to have. It looks like they combined multiple versions of Electro. They're bringing Doc Ock and like the Sandman, the fucking Lizard, who knows who else. It's like they're actually having to do mix live action and CGI. That's to me more difficult than just the animation being created, and but also creating their own version of animation is what they did with like the what kind of half 3D style is what it was. But that's the thing. It's my bias of animation is that it's easier to make those movies because they're just drawing it, they're rendering it completely from start to end, where there's post production after a live action movie in terms of how much more what you got to add, what you got to take away, etc., and all that.
Right. And then you already know with Marvel, it's always a curveball because we
Mm-hmm.
didn't know Thor was gonna be big. Like, pause. He was gonna be fat. He,
Oh, you mean in terms of
yeah,
like what they're
in the
hiding?
trailer.
Yeah, yeah. Who know? Again,
They
who?
hi-
And well,
like people
every,
like these trailers look bad. Like the posters and shit with like Jamie Foxx in there. They like these posters look like, bro. They throwing the curveball at y'all. You
yeah,
think this multi billion dollar company with this multi billion dollar franchise don't know how to market? Like Disney are the kings of marketers. You know how they market? Oh, we Disney. Okay, bet. I'm gonna go see it. We Disney. Guess what we got at this theme park? We got Star Wars. All right, for sure. I'll be there tomorrow. I'm about to spend $500 on my kids and myself. That's how they marketing works. So for people to think they don't have some type of curveball for this movie based on the posters and all that, you out your fucking mind. $3 billion within a month. One of the highest grossing movies ever. It's already done. So going back to what you said about Spider Verse, they I think that's actually in the movie because remember at the end of the first one they show Spider-Man
oh no, I
2049.
know that, I know
Yeah.
he's no, I know that. I'm just saying, but like the way that felt like a thing that was just created for the trailer. I remember, remember it was 2011 when they showed the first look at the Amazing Spider-Man, and it was that
Mhm.
entire POV of him going from building to building, and then it finally ended with like you see his reflection as he's stuck to the window, and it's like the Amazing Spider-Man next year. And I looked at, and I don't think that is in the movie at all, or
Mhm.
at least maybe just a portion. I think I'm saying it was something like that. The scene with him and Gwen,
Yeah.
Spider Gwen, is in the movie. I think Miguel um, O'Hara, I think, chasing Miles Morales through what looks like dimensions. Again, the universe is maybe something that will happen, but maybe not exactly as we saw it.
Right. And then going to my theory for all new listeners, thank you for being here. Like, subscribe, tell a friend. So my theory was I want to say last year, yeah, it was last year. But I have a theory because based on what I've seen on set, like pre-production, they had a guy that was dressed up like in a suit, and it's a kid that because Miles Morales is Puerto Rican and black, if I'm not mistaken, in the comics. So it was a kid that looked like him, and I'll probably pull it up in a second or so if I could find it still, but more likely it's out there. So they showed him and the stunt double for Spider-Man just walking, but they had the kid like in a big coat, and they usually do that for like these big blockbuster movies, so they won't give away the suit. But the suit looked like it was mocap, but it's the fact that the kid looked like he would play Miles Morales kind of gave it away, and people were like, "Yo, is he supposed to be Miles Morales?" And then after that, we never heard anything again. So for anybody that's been here for a minute, my theory is that Davis calls it like the Roger Rabbit effect. It's like you integrate live action with animation. I don't think it would probably be that. It could be, but I think more so it's like, all right, you have Miles Morales in this movie, and then it intertwines with the next Spider Verse, and then part two of the Spider Verse movie, whatever that may be, might be live action, or it might just be a mixture of both. But I feel like it might start with this movie and then integrate to the Spider Verse Part One, which is coming out next year. Regardless, Tom Holland once again, like I told Davis and I told the great Cal from BRP, which they are both part of. He Davis is 1/4 of BRP. Like subscribe to them as well. Uh what I said to Cal as well via DM, I said basically I feel like Tom Holland's in a 360 deal. He's in the Leor Coin deal, going back to Leor Coin. Because it's like, yo, he keeps saying, like, yo, I want to get out. No, no,
We
no.
talked about this last
Yeah.
Sunday when we recorded late. The next day, the news dropped that Amy Pascal was like, "We got 3 more movies of Tom Holland on the docket." This was a week after he had said, "I kind of want to be done with these after this one."
So he
So,
manifesting bad shit into his life. So I'm about to stop doing it. But at the same
but he
time,
has Zendaya. He has Zendaya at the end of the day.
well, that in that Rolls Royce truck. You seen that truck? He got the Rolls truck. So it was like, no, no, no. So it's once again it's a Leroy Coin deal. People have said Leroy Coin, he'll get you something that you don't like, bro. I just want to get paid. You give me obscure shit. Meanwhile, you got $1 million paid in your high rise in Manhattan. So it's like with him, it's like, yeah, you 3 more movies. Wait a minute, I want to get no, no, no. You see this truck? You want this truck, right? I got you. You don't need, it's paid off, bro. Just do the movie. What your agent need though? Don't worry about it, because your agent probably getting a lot of money. You see how this shit professionally. So it goes back once again to what Jalen Rose said. Yeah, a player getting $200 million. What the owner getting? Sony and Disney making so much money off Tom Holland.
Oh yeah, no, that's why I don't think he wants out for that. That's why I came up with the theory last week that he only took Uncharted, probably because Sony was like, "Here, we got something for you. You're in the same studio. Here's a bigger check. Do this movie that we've been trying to make for fucking 15 years. Please, please, just please, please." They were just like,
Oh, Sony's some
and
begging motherfuckers,
he was just like, oh, "Fine, I'll do." Like,
dog, Sony will find a way to slip out a movie. Them motherfuckers are so uncreative, but they'll find a way to slip out a movie.
it's because they're a fucking. Well, I mean Columbia existed, but then they became cameras, PlayStations, TVs, all that, and then television. They try to get into that realm.
Can't get the PS5. Ain't that a bitch?
I don't know what I would do about PS5 though. My PS4 has been sitting there collecting dust for like 2 months now. I haven't turned that shit on.
Keep it. Or come over here to Xbox side. There's plenty of shit to play.
Nah.
Halo dropping this Friday.
But yeah, we say that last week it happens. So now it made me think what you had just said. I don't think Miles Morales will be in this one. I think he'll be in the next one because I do think they'll introduce Tom Holland somehow animated.
That's what I'm saying. So they would have to put Miles Morales.
But then bring Miles Morales to life. I don't think they're doing. I think they're doing it reverse. I think your theory about it starts out and then they go live action. I mean animation. I think it's Tom Holland will be in Spider-Verse Part 2.
Here's my theory with that. So if they put this iteration of Miles Morales, because Shameik Moore, aka Raekwon, does the voice for.
Yeah.
Keep getting them checks, brother. He does the voice for he does the voice for Miles Morales.
Whenever I haven't watched the latest season of Wu-Tang and American Saga, but like when he's rapping and he's just like slicing and dicing and da 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 da. Yeah.
You should, and that kid is fucking phenomenal as an actor. Now I'm gonna tell you what he said about your girl Sydney Sweeney though. He's like, you haven't seen that tweet? He said, "Yeah, I love white women." He started naming them off.
Did he? He said Sydney Sweeney in it?
That was the first name.
Wow. Well, what did he say about Rosa Parks? That she should have just stood up or whatever?
Yeah, he did say that corner. I ain't forget.
Yeah.
That was you that said that shit. And it was like, dog, you do Wu-Tang, right?
I mean, does everything. He's Miles Morales.
Yeah, but you don't want to fuck up. Like, y'all got one more season left for the Wu-Tang, one of the greatest shows ever made.
I think you said that right before season 1 came out, if I'm not mistaken, or something like that.
No. Before season 2 started production. Because remember, season 1 came out 2019. I promise you.
Yeah, no, I thought he said it after Spider-Verse, before Wu-Tang.
He was also on. He said it around the time that maybe he said some other cooner shit, but he said around the time when George Floyd got killed. He said some shit like that.
Did he?
Which was June of last year.
How do you say?
It's been a long 2 years, bro.
Let's not deep dive into it. Let's not deep dive into it.
Yeah, the Marion variant coming out.
Don't do that. God damn it.
I don't even know what the fuck that is. Can I touch it? Keep the lights on. All right. So let's just say this, bro, because I like your theory as well. Either way, both of us are basically saying without saying that's too much dip on the shit, bro. That's it's too much, man, for my mind at that point.
Well, it's because Sony, I just like they don't know what the fuck to do. They are literally like the New York Knicks. They got all this payroll for years and just have constantly fucked it up.
Well, at least the Knicks got Amari Stoudemire one time in Carmelo.
No, I'm saying they'll have small victories. I mean, I like the first Amazing Spider-Man. Then they fuck up Amazing Spider-Man 2.
You like that?
Yeah, I like the first Amazing Spider-Man a lot. I didn't go see it in the theater. I saw it. I saw a cam version, and when I did, I was like, "Wow, this is actually really good." I wasn't hyped for it at all. I'm like, "Oh, what are they doing? Like they're like the Spider-Man just ended, and they're gonna and I'm like, and they're making him a skateboarder now." I'm like, Peter Parker's on a skateboard. It was that thing where I'm like, what are you doing? Like,
I'll just say this about it. They fucking paid me. but they work me crazy. Like, dog, that was not a 12-hour turnaround.
But then I was hyped for Amazing Spider-Man 2, and that was a shit show.
That was
Like,
all
I
right.
was hyped for no, that movie's terrible. Come on.
Jamie Foxx is the best part. I'll just say that.
No, even Jamie Foxx is bad in it. Stop
Nah,
it.
that shit was funny as fuck.
No, don't do that.
That shit was funny.
You know you're not Spider-Man. I would know if you were Spider-Man. When he like freaks out and like
that shit had me rolling,
No,
bro.
no.
Now the way he became Electro was bullshit, but
the electric eels.
yeah, that's not how it happens. That I don't want to get into my nerd shit, but that's not how.
Oh,
it
I know.
happened.
Yeah, he sticks a fork in his socket. It's like.
But either way, bro, I can't wait for this. I hate saying I can't wait for.
I mean, I bought my ticket. You bought your ticket. I mean, we're there.
Oh no, I'm talking about the Spider-Verse.
Oh, Spider. Oh, I mean, yeah, but I'm saying No Way Home. We've already bought our tickets.
Yeah, I bought my shit for $10 because if it's more than $10 and I don't like it, I'm gonna be pissed off. Am I gonna like? Because I didn't like the last one, bro.
I still have to rerun Far From Home. I left. I was like, bro. I left. I was like, that was all right. It wasn't as good as Homecoming, which I think is the best Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, no, it's just fine.
And has the best scene in any Spider-Man movie when he's trapped under and he sees himself in the reflection with the half mask, half his real face, and he's like, "Come on, Spider-Man, get up!" And he like lifts the fucking rubble off top of him. That's the best scene. What'd you say?
That boy's so coochie. Bro, he Mr. Like, bro, you don't need to call Mr. Stark. This motherfucker's dead. Don't call him in this movie. What will Mr. Starks do? It don't matter, bro. He can't do shit. He got technology. This motherfucker Doctor Strange got magic.
Well, that's all right. Settle down, Drew Goddard. What's Doctor Strange have? Magic tricks? Fuck you, magic tricks.
Bro, he got magic.
See, what's funny? See, Drew Goddard is actually pissed about this movie, probably subtly, because he has my favorite comments about what, and I just said the fuck you magic tricks because he was going to make the Sinister Six movie. He didn't get
which they basically are doing now.
That's what I'm saying. He's probably like, and his whole idea is like, we're going to have Sandman the size of the fucking Empire State Building knocking shit down like Godzilla. And now they're going to have Doctor Strange fight like giant Sandman. And Drew Goddard's like stomping his foot.
This movie is what it said when we purchased our tickets. What, 2 hours and 35 minutes?
Mine had no runtime.
Yours didn't have it?
Nope.
Let me see. I think it's 2 hours, or if you look it up, stat man.
Put your phone on the screen.
Yeah. Hey, listen. I was looking at Keisha Gray live last night.
Where's my ticket?
I said a couple things, but I meant to say something else.
What the fuck 0. Mine shows 0 minutes.
Okay, hold on. That bitch said 2 hours and 35 minutes. I said, how the fuck am I going to maintain that? But that's why I got a 12 p.m. showing. Cause boy, ain't no way, boy. If it was late at night, boy, ain't no way. I go to sleep during movies. If I'm in the theater.
Yeah, mine is 9:30. And on a Friday night.
God bless. Cause I
saw Shang-Chi around that same time as well. Late at night.
That movie was fired, bro.
Because it was like almost midnight when I walked out of Shang-Chi.
Let me see if the motherfucker.
I believe that was the night of Roman Reigns, Finn Balor on SmackDown for the title.
Yeah, runtime 1 hour and 50 minutes.
Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Ain't no way. Ain't no fucking way is that movie 100-something minutes. 105 minutes.
150 minutes, 2 hours.
150 is 2:30. An hour, 2 hours and 30 minutes.
Yeah. So 150 minutes equates to 2 hours and 50 minutes?
Oh, I thought you said 100 minutes.
No. 150 minutes equates to...
That's 2 hours, 30 minutes. Because 120 is 2 hours.
Okay. That's what I said. So I said 235 originally. It's 230. Bro, they're going to squeeze the fuck out of everything they can within 2 hours and 30 minutes.
Well, think about it. So this movie starts out, I think it'll probably legit start out with how Far From Home ended. His identity's revealed. It's that scene with him at the school, everyone crowding him. Then it's him at home. The police show up. interrogate him. Then he goes back to school. And then he sees the Doctor Strange, like the thing to like, oh, I should go to Doctor Strange. He meets Doctor Strange. The spell.
You got to
Spell
remember
goes.
Daredevil is in this as well.
Well, he'll probably be in that interrogation scene. Is what I'm saying.
That's when I knew it was too much dipping and chip when they announced that.
Well, we'll see. Again, because you didn't watch Hawkeye episode 3 yet, right?
I haven't watched Hawkeye at all.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Well, you should. Episode 3 is phenomenal.
Okay, so I'm gonna check it out because I do gotta run this Disney Plus up.
And there is they allude to a Kingpin figure potentially because I think the character of Echo has connection to the Kingpin.
And it's rumored that the Kingpin is supposed to be in this
it's
as well.
It's D'Onofrio Kingpin from the Netflix Daredevil.
A lot of once again dip on the chip again.
So Doctor Strange and him do the spell. Spell goes wrong. He wakes up, and then the villains from the other universe are now there. And then that's probably the first 40 minutes, I'd say. And then the rest of the movie is him fighting the villains.
No, that's a lot. And then, oh yeah, so going back to the whole
it's him fighting the villains while also trying to fight Doctor Strange from undoing it all, is what it seems like.
Yeah.
Or trying to put it back together.
Real quick, going back to the Miles Morales thing, we got to remember the Prowler, Childish Gambino was in the first movie.
Yep.
So they probably gonna do it this time.
Donald Glover, he was making Atlanta, and then they were trying to write that Mr. Mrs. Smith show with him and Phoebe Waller-Bridge, but she just left that like a few months ago. So they haven't filmed anything for that. So he probably could have done, or maybe in the future he'll be freed up. But yeah, I'm saying right now I don't know what he was doing probably besides making Atlanta season 3.
Yeah, because they went overseas for that.
Yeah,
everybody went for that shit. Me, kind of.
I'm looking forward to it. That first trailer was like, okay, what's going on here?
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. It's too much.
But in a good way. I'm like, this shit is looking scary. It's like one of the best horror shows on TV.
Yeah, because then he said he wanted to make it like not Dante's Peak, but what's that one show? Chris Rock was on the last season.
Oh, Fargo?
Yeah. Didn't he say he wanted to make
Dante's Peak and Fargo?
Yeah, I don't know. Because Dante's Peak is a volcano movie. I don't know where I got that from. I hate that fucking movie too. But anyhow, no. So Spider-Verse, there's a lot of shit going on, bro. That's why I'm just not gonna speculate because you already know Disney is the king at hiding shit. And besides that, 2.5 hours is like, bro. I'm just glad I got my ticket at 12 p.m. Boy, no way, boy. I watched that late at night. I'm gonna be tired as a motherfucker.
Yeah, that's the thing I'm worried about, but that's why.
Well, drink Bang energy drink. I highly recommend them. Don't do that.
Don't do.
I need a sponsorship from them.
Yeah, and see, the next day I have a family gathering to go to as well.
God damn, Bobby Lashley beating the shit out of Big Show. I forgot about that.
Oh, you don't remember that?
No, he was lifting him and all that shit, bro.
Yeah. I mean, the best thing Bobby Lashley did in this original run was when he threw himself at the cage on top of Umanga. R.I.P.
God bless. I saw Armando Estrada post a photo.
Yeah, well, he posted a good picture about because it's been 12 years now. It was 2009 when he passed away.
Yeah,
right after he was released, which is
wow,
fucked up. But yeah, everyone's posting like there's that tweet about what's the best line delivery you remember, and it's like movies and all that. Like William Regal has two. He has War Games, and he has coming to representing Raw, the Samoan Bulldozer, Umanga.
Umanga.
It's like who? There's no.
all that proper
how do you spell that? That shit.
He can't say Umaga.
That was legit. Like that shit says Wednesday. Him saying Umanga. Like how look how it's spelled and how we say it.
He's about to say, I know a woman named Umanga.
Whoa, wait a minute.
Remember with Jeff Hardy? The main thing they had with their program, Jeff Hardy jumping off that damn truck But Jeff Hardy, I think that's when I was like, all right, bro, this motherfucker not human. He used to hit him with like 20 whisper in the winds, bro.
Yeah. Well, I think in that feud, the Falls Count Anywhere match, he slides down the rail and walk up like he's a human skateboard.
Bro. I said, he was out here going OD with the moves on Umanga.
Hitting
That might
20
be the
whispers
title
in the
to
wind.
Umanga.
Just in Umanga? Nah.
Yeah.
Or 20 whispers in the wind.
Dog. He was OD on that shit. I'm like, fam, if the two ain't work, the two didn't work, you might want to try something else.
Off the steel cage as well.
He was OD. I'm gonna watch the matches today because I'm just thinking about how he jumped off the top of the truck on the Umanga.
I liked when he did the spinning. What's not really a spinning sidewalk slam, but he would just like plant motherfuckers after you would spin them, and then into the rock bottom Uranagi move, and like CM Punk would always sell that best because he legit just like splat right on the fucking mat.
Remember when Umanga hit the thumb on John Cena?
When this was an early episode that we did. I think we did the 10 people that should have been WWE champion, not world heavyweight champion, and I think I had Umaga on my list of 5. Yeah, you had the great one of China. That was great. I said Umaga, especially that run. I think he should have been. I think he could have beat John
better
Cena.
than Triple H as a worker. That's why. Am I lying?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me.
I mean,
you want me to play? You want me to play the game? Name me your 5 favorite Triple H matches.
I don't. That's a fate worse than death. No offense to Earl God's soul. I know that's his goat.
Yeah.
Remember when he and I got into it a little bit during the Money in the Bank watch along about Triple H?
Yeah, no, you know what I mean, phrasing on the getting into it. Y'all just know y'all shit.
We were. It was like by getting into it. I mean, we had because he was so pro and I was so anti. It was a good first take discussion, is what I mean.
Yeah,
like, how are you gonna sit here and tell me Triple H is the top 5 per game? Nope.
I should have reminded him about that yesterday too, but I wasn't thinking about it. But I saw him yesterday.
You saw him? Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, because he stayed
in the stands, right?
Yeah, guessing from the stands. Shouts out to them. Y'all make sure y'all follow that and Reggae Boys with Josh.
Because I think he plans to go to Dallas too. We see him in Dallas. We got to do a live 15-minute Triple H first take segment.
Yo, that's why I love him, because I'm like, yo, I didn't know they legit had Triple H fans, bro.
You gotta someone who puts a denim jacket that has the sleeves cut off over a leather jacket.
I'm about to start doing that.
Oh god damn it!
That's fire, bro. He got that fit off.
No, I see that. I'm like, look at this douchebag.
Shit. I'm gonna start dressing like that. Give me some Yeezys too.
The only Triple H match I ever wanted to see, and they didn't fucking do it, was him and Shane McMahon in 2016. They should have done it when Shane McMahon came back. It should have been Triple H, Shane McMahon at WrestleMania 32 in Dallas. You know what? Not for the title. They could have gotten the title. Well, one, he didn't need to win that fucking Royal Rumble to be champion.
And you know why they didn't do it? Because Vince hate both of them. Why would I put you on my show?
No. Vince would be like, see, my son's going to win. And by my son, I mean Triple H.
No, he don't like Triple
H. Shane McMahon would have looked at him like,
happy birthday, John Cena. Thank you for everything. Happy birthday,
No, Shane he doesn't McMahon. Like Triple H. He doesn't like Triple H now. He loved him before. He doesn't like now. Once he found out what NXT was really doing, he's like, wait. You put on good shows? Oh, we don't do that around here, pal. No, you will remember what we do here.
He probably looked at his books. All right, what you ain't got your glasses, do you? All right, so
the
numbers
are right back. That's your favorite thing that you do.
Yeah, your impression of him, because the old bastard was just looking at the numbers like, wait a minute, these are kind of high. What are these, bros? What is a NXT, bros?
Okay. Who was a top dollar? What is this? And then he eats water. He's like,
What do you mean he eats water?
remember the clip I posted about we make movies. He eats water. He doesn't drink it. He's like,
oh yeah. That's from Beyond the Mat, right?
yeah.
Yeah. When I see that, I said, bro. I never know that till you just said it. I'm like, bro.
No, that's what the caption of that video of that original thing is. Like he eats.
I never noticed that.
Oh, hang on, pal. Hang on. So you're Rick Steiner's boy, huh? I'm gonna call you Braun Breaker because I don't have Braun Strowman anymore, and you just look like you break guys. Just look at you.
Damn, you might be on something.
What?
How do you think about that?
No, legit. He came up with Braun Breaker. He's like, I've always liked the name Braun because that's like the body, like you're Braun, and then he's gone, and I need a new one.
You know what's crazy? That's the only probably new NXT recruit he ever met. Just because they was like, Bruce was probably like, hey, we got Rick Steiner's son. Who?
He said that like
Star Lord. Like, yo, the best thing about that movie is he was like,
no, don't do that. Don't do that. Oh, that movie's phenomenal. But yeah, the payoff is great. The callback is one of the best callbacks within a movie.
He said what that shit when he sold it. Finally.
But Vince has to be like legit, like not even a joking who, like a legit who is Rick Steiner? Like
who? Remember Scott Steiner? That son of a bitch.
You don't remember they used to work here back in the early 90s? With the headgear?
They used to bark? That's his son?
I mean, I used to make Trish Stratus bark, but that was, that was... See?
Yo, that man not seeing Hill for that.
That's what I was about to say. See, why are we wrestling fans such like deviants? It's because we saw shit like that. I didn't see that live. I mean, I got to see Trish Stratus,
brother,
interrupt the Kane Lita wedding, and I was like,
I wish you would have been here. That was a moment in time. You hear how me and Jazz be talking about it? It was just like watching Michael Jordan in his prime, watching Trish Stratus in her prime. That was Michael Jordan right there.
I saw right at the end. I saw like the 97, 98 Bulls of Trish Stratus.
No, yeah. You had to see when she used to switch hands mid-air.
Yeah.
When she used to dribble and then get to the rim. We talking about 88, 89 Jordan. That was 88, 89 Jordan. And Vince just acted like, he was acting like Jerry Krause. Like he had no star player. Fucking had her barking. He was terrorizing his wife. Did he have what else he had her do? What was the point of them angles? Now I'm thinking about it.
For him.
Yeah, that's a freaky ass.
And then he ran it back with Sable just a few years later. And then remember, John Cena was like, "She's only with you for the money, Holmes. Once she's done with you, she's coming to tickle my funny bones."
Brock was like, I want to beat the fuck. That's why Brock threw the title at Vince, bro. When he just threw the title at Vince, and everybody's like, that's the reason why.
Hey. What did he say there? Hey, asshole. Or something like it. It was like this. It was like this. Hey, asshole. You got to find a way just to cut that clip out.
No, I got, stay right there, pal. I already got you. I got two of them. I already about to clip as soon as I get done with this and edit. Hell yeah, I need these ASAP.
You said something like that because then afterwards, Brock was just like, "Come on, give me a kiss. Give me a kiss."
He legit, the funny thing about it is Bruce was more surprised by it than anybody. If you look at Bruce Pritchard's face, he was
terrified. Bruce was like, "Oh."
And Bruce was like, Vince was like, motherfucking ass. Vince like, bro, what?
I think Shane McMahon's right there too. Is the funny thing? I think he's also right next to him as well.
I would have told him, hey Shane, handle my lightweight. You legit. I don't give a fuck how big you is, bro. If you just throw something at me, I gotta see you, bro. I would have hopped out that motherfucker right now, bro. I would regret it afterwards because he gonna beat the dog shit out of me, but I'm gonna try.
That's what's so funny about the give me a kiss thing, is that he elbows Randy Orton's head into like he hard way splits his head open with his elbows, with the points of his elbows, and then Chris Jericho, so, I'm going to stand up for our guys, and he goes up to Brock Lesnar like, man, that's uncalled for. And Brock Lesnar's just like, you punk bitch, what are you gonna fucking do to me?
Hey, bro, listen. I respect the Chris.
Go get your fucking shine box.
I don't shine. I don't do that no more.
I don't shine. You've been gone a long time, Billy.
I don't do that no more.
Shine shoes no more.
What do you say? Hey, we always go.
He's like, salute.
It's a joke. What do you say to him? It's a joke.
Now go home and get your fucking motherfucker, you son of a piece of shit. What's the best? We'll do Goodfellas commentary one day, but it'll just be us reenacting the movie. But it's yeah.
Oh, that'd be great, bro. I'll get him my Lee Strasberg bag.
Yeah. Again, and you got the one dog pointing east, one dog's pointing west. The guy's like, what do you want from me? Kind of looks like our friend. Holy shit, it does! Oh my fucking! It looks just like.
Meanwhile, the dude is in the trunk.
He's like, in the trunk.
He cutting a promo.
They open.
Mike, you mind if I use this knife? You mind if I use this knife?
Yeah, he's like, it's the paw, it's stuck in the hoof. You see, the hoof is stuck in the front. I gotta hack it off. Blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Yeah. And Marty Scorsese's mom, she's like, ooh.
That's the funny thing. He put his mom in that scene, like, bruh.
She's also in Casino when the one guy is being spied by the FBI when he's complaining about having to fly here and here and here, and then he's like, I gotta go fucking here and fucking there. And she's like, hey, relax. Like, I'm sorry, Mom. I'm sorry. They just got me really mad. She's just settle down. She's like, and no, they're just really fucking pissing me off, Mom. I can't take it anymore. And meanwhile, like they show like the cops are in the fucking vents.
Bruh, they all talk like what's from NXT, Tony?
No, don't do that. I got a huge grandmother.
What was that for?
What was that for? For being an idiot. Okay.
No, when you posted that, I was in tears. I'm like, bro, that's after my time.
You didn't see what I posted today, right? I posted Dom Toretto and Braun Breaker side by side because he had legit the black tank top in the cross. It's just like everywhere we go, Dom Toretto is there.
Hey, bro, once again, my son Paul, he dressed just like him.
Who?
Paul. P-A.
Oh yeah. I thought you were talking about someone you actually knew.
No. Maybe Josh
because you be dressing like him.
No, that's bro. Real quick, Josh really be wearing them Westchester United whatever jerseys, bro.
Manchester.
Yeah, he definitely be dressing that shit. I said respect. That man showed up with the jersey. I'm like, damn, he a real football fan.
Yeah, you see him again. You follow him and Van. Match day, they're live tweeting.
Bruh, I want to get a soccer jersey. I'm gonna get a Jamaican one for no reason.
Shit, where was I going with that before? We had the other topic about accents. But hang on, I wanted to say something about you just said. But no, shouts. I thought you were gonna take it too far with Josh. I was like, leave him alone.
No. I wasn't gonna say nothing else, man. Just
But no, so. Again, my favorite Twitter account is the Ladies and Gentlemen from SNL. And I sent you the one about Jeff Bridges being like, ladies and gentlemen, Eminem and Lil Wayne. You just like put so much emphasis on Lil Wayne. I think I watched that episode one because around that era, like 2009 to 2012, my mom and I watched SNL. But I think I was like, I can't miss this because Eminem was performing. And that was recovery era Eminem. So I think I actually do remember him doing that.
Yeah,
but you were like, he tricked you. I mean, but like he tricked you when you found out he was from California.
Yeah, I found out. What was the True Grit? When True Grit came out, that's when I found out. Because obviously, when I was little and I was watching Tron, I didn't pay attention. We didn't have no Wikipedia, and first of all, I wasn't even born when that movie came out. I had to watch it later on.
We might have talked about that before, but the thing is, like, you hear him talk even in the Big Lebowski when he's the dude. He kind of has like a surfer stoner accent, but like kind of some country twang as well, just for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, every white actor from California seems to have that. Kevin Costner from Compton kind of developed the, I'm talking like I'm from the West, but like the old West, not the West Coast. Like,
right. I think that's the type casting they probably do with like white dudes from like LA that's actors. Like, yo, just do the country shit.
I think it's more so older. But no, see, again, a guy like Scotty Eastwood and his father being Clint Eastwood. Scotty Eastwood kind of has like that, like he says, especially in The Fate of the Furious. I don't know if that character is supposed to be like that, but he's like, "What about your daughter?" When he's like, "Think about your daughter," when he's talking to Hobbs outside the prison. Just like he has a weird accent. I'm like the only one who's like truly authentic. Well, was Paul Walker. Like you could tell he was from California with just like I said forget about it, that were just like anything he's like, hey, let's kick it a nickel or something like that, or just like he has that surfer, blonde hair, blue-eyed SoCal white boy accent, which is a thing that I think you were kind of saying DiCaprio doesn't, but I think he kind of just has an accent of like a quiet actor now.
You know who else has that? Even though he was originally from Boston, the mean streets of Boston or Massachusetts, Martin McGrath. Like he definitely sounds like he from. When I found out he's from the OC, I was like, all right, bro, that makes sense. Like even if he hasn't been there his whole life, once you from the OC, that jabroni behind you, another one, he from Glendale, but he got a southern accent, being hardcore Holly, and then Crash Holly is from Anaheim, God bless. So, but with they accents, it's like, yo.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. I think if you migrate, you kind of develop something else. I think I can kind of speak to myself a little bit. I don't talk like a Minnesotan with the "oh yeah, don't you know?" There'll be one time where if I do say like "oh yeah" or like something like that, but I try to maintain like the accent I developed from the area I was from. But it's a thing too. Like we talked about it with John Cena when he has that promo on the Cutting Edge. Like, hey, how many times have we done this? We've been through your hometown, my dad, steel cages, tables, ladders, chairs, and Aaron Rodgers, I think a few years ago was also developing that too, but he's a fucking asshole, so that makes sense. But yeah, what do you think? It's just because actors, they have to constantly change their voice, they just lose their original?
I don't know. It's maybe because the white actors, like, you don't know how white dude, because they always think like, bro, like this is how white guys sound, you know what I mean, everywhere, but especially in LA. So maybe that's one thing. Because it's it's no distinct accent for like white LA people. It's just like they just sound white. That's the whole thing. Like Jonah Hill, we talked about it yesterday. He does in fact sound like he's from the valley.
But he does so now because he became, and I'm not saying it like in a mean spirited way, but like he became the hype beast Jonah Hill, where like he became involved in the high fashion, the skater fashion, the tattoos, which he said he was younger, but then as he became an actor, he kind of transformed into someone else because that's who he thought he had to be. He had that great Jimmy Kimmel thing where he's like, now I have all these tattoos and my hair's dyed and all that because now I'm just being who I always wanted to be and who I was. When I came to Hollywood, I thought I had to be someone else. But here I forgot. I was thinking about this. Is that Josh Brolin? Thanos is another one. He's born in Santa Monica, and he has kind of this he has a darker like type of voice where it's just like always serious is the thing nowadays. But I mean, if you watch him in Goonies when he's young, you can kind of tell like, oh yeah, he's from California, and he was in the skater movie Thrashin' back in the day as well. But yeah, I think it's a thing where they just kind of lose it. But what would you take? Is it just like the yeah, bro, ness of like Paul Walker?
Yeah, that's what you always think about for the most part. If somebody from LA, like they really like
This is
high
your
pitched
car.
voice. You said what?
When he's like, this is your car. Like,
It's very laid back, high pitched, and then everybody clowns like us being from LA, like the black people with like the car.
pork the car.
Hey, what's cracking? Oh, so it's all it's just weird how what I mean. Those are the two.
Hey man, hey.
Yeah, it's like, bro, we got more accent than them. It's like they got an accent as well, but it's just. I think it's just also with LA, it's because so many people migrate from different places. You can't tell who's from there or not. So, but with us, it's just because we speak different languages, and specifically, what I mean, just that one area, you could tell who's from where. It's like, all right, like with being the black people with the LA accent. So you can always tell just because you're like, oh, okay, they from LA just based on something. And then sometimes it's demeanor as well, just because out of towners come out there and they're a little weird. But with us, I think it's just because we too laid back. Like, the white dudes that got the accents, like Kevin Costner and all them. If somebody would have told me they from LA, I would probably, if they didn't tell me they were from LA, I'd probably like, all right, they from LA. Especially Kevin Costner.
Yeah, it's just always interesting. Like I always wonder how like the British actors are able to do it, and you can see someone like Tom Holland. Because there's, I think, a few years ago, I think it was promoting Far From Home, where he's like, I can switch into an American accent so easily now.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, and to some people, me sounding British is like, it sounds like a fake accent. Like,
Right.
It's just that tricky thing where, I mean, you see someone like Hugh Laurie, who is House, and he does like see, I'm a doctor, helping these patients. And then he's got like the stereotypical, like, oh, I'm a British actor, like it's a very interesting. Why?
Because I seen it in person.
Oh, you worked on House?
He's really good at what he does.
Oh, yeah.
Like Omar Epps as well, but that dude that plays House, like, bro, that shit freaked me out. I was like, that showed me how serious British actors are.
But then, like, like I told you, I'm watching Billions, and the star of that show is Damian Lewis. And his accent on that show is so weird. He's supposed to be like a born New Yorker. But then, like, I kind of heard him talk with his natural British voice, and his British voice also sounds like this. Seems like someone's doing a British. It just sounds like a weird British accent. Like, it's just a tricky thing, and it's a thing too where like, it's always a weird thing to see. Like when you like, because people are just so not just like homophobic, but like when you talk, like we'll talk, like look at his body, like oh he was jacked here, or that like, you can just compliment guys on how they look and all that. Especially like I said, when we have to watch movies and you see like a big part of like being a movie star sometimes is how you look, both physically and in your facial features. And same thing in wrestling. It's just something that comes with it. No one should really be like, oh, you can't say another man's handsome or good looking, but like, yeah, you can't just, what are you scared to admit? Nothing's wrong with that. But the other thing is like when you listen to podcasts is like you study people's voices is the thing. And the always tricky part is like when you hear someone's voice and don't know what they look like. Then when you see what they look like, it's like, what the fuck? That was always the thing for me.
Yeah. I've gotten that as well. Somebody like said to me, I've heard that before I was even doing podcasts, and they were like, people would hear me and they be like, okay, they have this ideal of how I look. Then when they see me, they're like, okay, I didn't expect that.
No, I'd say you look like how you sound. I'm trying to think of what's one where I really couldn't imagine. It had to be like I had to hear them first and then find out what they look like. I'd say I think the reverse version. I used to read Bill Simmons and never listen to his podcasts. And when I finally had access to his podcasts and heard what he sounded, I was like, oh, this is kind of strange, because I would just always read him and never knew really what his voice sounded like until I think I might have watched a few video clips before actually listening to the podcast. And I was like, huh. Just never knew you would sound like that. But again, I don't think, even though he's from Boston, I didn't expect him to be like, oh, yeah, it was a wicked hard. Sox game on the other night. You know, he was down 2 points.
Bruh, I hate that accent so much. I'll
But
never
that's
say you could tell who isn't from Boston or who's from Boston. You could just hear that bullshit.
that's like the thing with um, that. See, when people reveal that, like it's always a thing where like they have to hide that accent, especially the hardcore guys. Where like I don't even think Chris Evans really has one now, but he had to be Steve Rogers for 10 years. So like him being like, I'm Captain America, like.
Yeah, because I'm trying to think. I think I've heard him in interviews, and it kind of slips out every now and then.
We did that commercial with John Krasinski where they're just like, it's a smart parking car.
You think they go OD with it though?
Yeah, they did for that commercial. That was the whole point of that commercial was to pick words that had the Boston accent like emphasis of that commercial. But
Right? Because
like,
I'm like, come on, bro.
well, that's the thing about The Departed. One of my favorite movies is that like you can tell that Mark Wahlberg is dialing it up a bit sometimes. Where he's like, I know what you are and I know what you're not, and you're no fucking cop.
And it's 15 years since that came out, right?
Yeah.
Way over 15 years, I feel like.
Again, that was the first best director and best picture for Marty Scorsese. Fucking crazy.
Right.
That's what I was trying to say last week with the Oscars not mattering, or like getting it wrong.
No, you're absolutely right. I just think this year I'm a little bit, depending on what they do, I'm a little bit more in tune more than I have been in the past
Well,
couple of
you
years.
think the Will Smith comeuppance is finally, in terms of like all the disrespect he's taken the last year and a half, he'll finally be rewarded for it.
He kind of disrespecting himself at that point, bro. I read that book, and apparently yesterday, while we were recording, a fact was dropped. It seemed like every single week a Will Smith nasty fact drops. So apparently he showed his grandmother
Oh
sex.
yeah.
Bro, what the fuck?
So what
Like
scene
as a
was it?
prank?
Was there is there a scene in Set It Off, or is it just
No,
alluded?
that's some personal shit between him and Jada.
No, I'm
And he
saying like
showed his
he's
grandmother as a prank. Like, my nigga,
the
what?
scene. Yeah, this scene of her as
No, it's
Jada.
not. It's not. It's they personal scene. Them fucking
No.
yeah. It no, bro. I just read it last night. It's a personal sex scene.
God,
He
these
showed it to his
people.
grandmother as a prank. Like, my nigga, huh? How did I prank your grandmother? You freaky ass motherfucker. That's why I be
Some
trying to tell people, man. Watch out for them clean cut dudes, man. Especially if they ain't got no facial hair. Watch out for motherfuckers that be smiling all the time. Be clean cut, bro. Y'all let
hey, don't. Well, yeah, you're kind of talking about me, and you are correct, sir.
no hell no. Because the
Yeah, no,
thing
you're right,
is,
you are. Because then you also, and then you got feminine eyes, which is like I'm trying not to look because you just
well,
like.
you do got feminine eyes, but that's besides the point. It's just the fact that you say wild shit. That's what I'm saying. Like he too, when you too clean cut, it's like, all right, bro. You
Coming from
don't.
the man who said I want to wear an ass as a mask.
Hell yeah. So they can't say nothing about me. See, that's why I be wild. I live in my truth. Motherfuckers in the future can't say Banks is wild and Banks ain't wild because Banks told you what it is. And I also said
Did I tell
consensually.
you
If
to
I
do
didn't, I'm
that?
about to say it
No.
right now.
Banks did that. So hopefully you don't have to go through that.
Right. I'll wear a woman ass hat consensually. So they can't never say nothing. Hey, Banks be out here wilding.
I did
Yeah, I'm
also.
on it.
I am the man who also said, like, I posted the if I'd OD, I want you to OD right beside me when it came to Sydney Sweeney. So, like, I will, like,
Right.
I tweeted it. I was like, I met BRP, I met Banks. All I gotta do is just meet Sydney Sweeney, be like, I love you, I love
Hey
you, I
man,
love you.
anything can happen, bro.
No,
Shit that I
if
thought
I
could
see her,
happen can
I'm
happen.
running and jumping off the bridge like Rick Ross if I see her in a place. Just,
While the song played, until I turn to the like, bro, you ain't gonna be able to get no coochie then. You gonna be broken. My God, he's broken again.
You got no knees.
Bro, you got you have no life if you jump from that far. You better jump into some other water.
There goes my hero.
Washington. Damn, I
it's
ain't
just
heard that song in a minute.
it's just me doing the Sam Jackson, Dwayne Johnson scene from the other guys. Aim for the bushes.
Yeah, nah, bruh. I ain't heard that song in a minute. That's fucking hilarious. And that was on the new guys.
Other guys.
Yeah, the other guys. So that's
We'll
funny.
we'll write the new guys.
A movie Dane Wayne Jr. was in. As we talked
Yep.
about the harder phone.
Yeah, and then that's when I was like, oh, he is his father's son because he said the laugh like.
Genetics.
And that's when he's like,
your
I hope
father?
you like prison and penis or something like that. Like,
Do you laugh like your father?
I think I shout like my father.
Yeah, you told me that.
Like, yeah.
Hey, fucking jerk off.
Not even that. It's just the hey, like, knock it off. Like,
Hey, bro. Have you ever seen
you
Richard
fucking
Pryor
asshole.
stand up?
What do you say?
Have you ever seen Richard Pryor stand up from 1979?
No, is that when he's in the weekend suit?
Yeah, that's funny.
No, I told you that I told you that on beer. When I was with BRP, we watched like the last 2 minutes, and that's when Fam said about him and Sherman. I mean, not him and Sherman Helmsley, but I like
maybe.
I'm like, well, that's what that it was kind of in that realm that Sherman Helmsley,
What Gene Simmons said, no, they didn't.
Gene Cena was like, no.
Yeah, it's kind of known, bro. If
I got the best thing, he's like, it was like you had just told him the biggest secret in the world that he didn't want to believe. Like, Sherman, no.
Wait till I tell you about fuck it, we here. Wait till I tell you about Uncle Phil and then the pops from Carl from Family Matters.
They already no.
Allegedly,
Really?
but it's kind of true.
Wow. Who said
Remember that
though?
one time, even though they were working on the same lot, remember that one time he stepped on set?
No.
It was like the end credits to Family Matters, and then Uncle Phil just came through.
And he was like, I wish I
He
could
went
quit
through the
you.
door. Never mind. But anyhow,
Did you hear what I said?
hilarious. With the Richard Pryor 1979 special, which is the greatest stand-up special of all time by far, he talks about how white dudes that be like cussing, and the shit is fucking hilarious. He be like, you can't do that with some white dude. They be like, all right, cut the shit. All right, fucking that, cut the
Oh,
shit.
you like how I cuss, yeah? Because there was, I think, a few months ago where I was like, hard fucking pass, and you're like, when I talked about Lena Waithe the Master of None season starring Lena Waithe, directed by his season, sorry, and I was like, hard fucking pass.
No, white people.
And
cussing.
you were like, that's what you said. You were like, white people cussing is the greatest thing
It's
on
the
earth.
funniest shit ever, bro. He said it, and it's been known forever. Y'all the funniest motherfuckers ever owning when y'all cussing, bro. It's the funniest shit. Like hard fucking pass. What'd you say to Letty a long time ago? You told her, you said, I fucking said it, woman, or something.
Oh, I did say so. Wait, what? What was I?
No,
I didn't say
that shit
woman
had
like I
me
was.
in
I didn't say
tears,
woman
bro.
like I. Or did I say woman? I might have.
Yeah, you said it's too fucking late. No, you said
said-
I already fucking said it, woman, or something like that.
Yeah, I said something like that. Yeah, about it was Haas and Shaw being better than Past Nine. She's like, no, it's not. I was like, I just fucking said it was. You know what? It was like in The Departed. He's like, yeah, your father, he had a problem back then, and their captor when he's getting frisked in the private was like, no, he didn't, and then Jack Nicholson's like, I just said he had a fucking problem. Like, you better believe me when I tell you something. Like,
No, that shit.
It was
me.
legit. Like, I just fucking said it.
If I had my favorite account back, my older account, I could look at the likes because I had some shit that he said, and I was like, bro, I gotta save this. Hard
just,
fucking pass.
Are you gonna read my tweets? Just like,
No, you have said some funny shit. When you get mad, that shit be having me in tears. I think didn't you say something last week? The fuck it is like you had some wild tweets. I'm like, yo, is he good? You had this the fuck it in or something like this team lost.
Oh, whenever it's the Niners playing, that's always a thing because I'm just like, because the fucking secondary, it's the secondary. Like, I mean, you could go out there, run around and catch it, and they would either do pass interference or just let you run by them.
Do they play today?
Yeah, they face Seattle.
God bless.
I hate Seattle.
That's all
No,
right. You're gonna learn. You're gonna hate them some more today.
no, I won't. I mean, they're not as frightening as they were last decade, but still, it's. I respect Russell Wilson, but I'm also like, fuck that guy, because he's so good. Because he's so good is the thing.
Yeah. Oh, bruh. Without like a solid offensive line, he's been good the past 2 years. He's like, I need help. They like, nah, you good.
Help me.
Then he retracted the statement. See, the thing is, you kind of right because he kind of get heat with me because he'll say some shit, but then he'll be like, I never said that.
Oh no, him as a person, I'm like, yeah, hard pass, like hard fucking pass. Him as a person,
Why?
him as a player. No, I just mean like, dude, you really are as corny as you are. Like, come on. And I'm saying as someone who's corny, you're too corny. Like, come on.
No, I think you know what it is with him.
He is that T-shirt you want, the stepfather that stepped up. That's him.
No, but it's probably this too. You never gonna get somebody's 100%, but if you can get somebody's 98%, that's good. Like if he corny, but then these other things outweigh the corniness, I'm fine with that. Like you can't be perfect, bro. Going back to them cornball dudes I was talking about, them nasty motherfuckers like him and Redacted Cosby being Will Smith. It's like, bro, see the motherfuckers y'all perceive to be too clean and nice. Nah, like you got to show me that you an asshole to a certain extent. Like you got to show me, yeah. If you can't show that you a prick to a certain extent, I don't respect you because you got some skeletons in the closet. Like you gotta be a fucking prick to a certain extent for me to be cool with you. Like you gotta say something. You feel me? Like all the people I'm real cool with, we say wild shit. That's why I tell people I say whatever the fuck I want because y'all can't be like, oh, Banks is so nice, Banks is so sweet. Then when y'all find some shit out, oh my god,
Yeah, no, see,
I can't believe he trying to suck on this girl's toes.
Let me take back control of the car. Let's just steer out of here.
Why I can't talk about sucking on ladies?
No, because I can't just say anything.
I can. I don't give a fuck. Well, I can't now. Actually, no. I had a conversation last night. Yeah, I can't wild out no more. I forgot. Shit. On here, it don't matter because it's podcast, but social you can't lie. You know, that's fucking crazy. I can say damn near whatever on podcast, but I can't say shit on some fabricated app.
Did the powers that be tell you that?
It was like, it was like they didn't have to tell me.
I'm saying like, hey.
No, they didn't have to tell me. I just said, you know what? I gotta relax.
But you never. What about you on Instagram?
You said what?
What about you on Instagram, or is it just Twitter?
On Twitter, but I feel like
because you on Instagram, you're still a goddamn menace.
I feel like I'm worse actually on Instagram.
Yeah, you are.
About it.
Like I said, you on Instagram is the Will Smith. Like,
yeah, because it's visual. That's all.
Because you're not on Twitter anymore is the thing.
But when I get back
what you tweet from the pod account, what you tweet from at the BBD pod is literally just like you tweet stuff about yourself, like you didn't just tweet it. Because I'm thinking that's the part that pisses me off the most.
No, because even then, I'm trying to think like on Twitter. The thing is, Twitter used to be fun like a couple months ago. So it's like I'm on there and I'm just like, yo, like
I will kind of agree with that. Not fun, but like I just see it a different way now. Not just because the stuff in my personal life, but it's like, what can you say on here that like I don't even like. What can you just say on here anymore? Not even. I hate always doing like the Dave Chappelle, like we're losing our freedom of speech or we're losing our sense of humor, because it's not that. It's literally just like, what's there to say here now? But I also look at it like, well, if I'm going to be potty, I'm going to be pretty much saying what I'm tweeting, with the exception. I mean, I use it just more as like visual representation of stuff, stuff I'm seeing in my head that I'm putting out. But yeah, I mean, and I always hate doing like because in a way it just. I don't know. It's just a tricky situation. Fam was right in a way this week about the group think, not always going with the group think. And the judging. So, like he said, we all might have judged MAGA Mark because of his shirts, but again, we've never heard anything about him, and that would make it hardcore him being the worst, like how those people are the worst.
Right.
It's like he's affiliated but not a member of the gang in that way.
Yeah. No. It
But it's still,
coincides.
but it's still like he's still wearing those shirts. He still knows like the weight those shirts carry. So that's the shitty part. It's like if you aren't like that, but then shouldn't you know better not to wear? I mean, I can get one thing. I think it was more so like he had a family member in the military. I think he's really kind of why he's pro. Not besides the Texas thing, but that comes and goes with people more than anything. But I think that's really kind of where his affinity for those shirts lies. That he had a family member in the military.
No, I agree with you. So I think he tries to play both sides of the fence. It's like with the BSK crew. Obviously, you had people that were non-white in that group, and I mean also with the Godfather as well. You know what I mean? He said
who apparently is Filipino. Matt said.
You said who?
Matt said he's Filipino because I'm like, is it
Godfather?
Yeah.
Boy, no way, boy. Boy, no fucking
see.
way, boy. He is from the Bay, but nah, bro. I ain't never seen no Filipino that swole.
You know, when you said what you said about Dennis Rodman, I instantly thought that like, was Dennis Rodman paid to go to the Philippines to create the next Jordan Clarkson and Jalen Green? Like, did the president of the Philippines pay like what we want are like 18 6'5" guards to build our own team one day?
That ain't gonna happen.
So we're paying Kevin Durant to come. I mean, we're paying Dennis Rodman to come here and breed with our women.
I was talking about his pops.
I know, but I'm just saying, like you were saying like that because because you say you want to go to the DR and do the same thing.
Allegedly.
No, you said. I think you're on record, sir. I'm not trying to be a cop, which I am, but I'm just saying.
It's all alleged. But nah. Because his dad, like I said, his dad was in the military. So his dad was like, you know what? Fuck them kids in the States. I'm going to the Philippines. So allegedly.
Godfather's from Nevada.
I thought he's from the Bay.
Doesn't show his ethnicity. I can't find where it says. But 6'6", 330 is what he was billed at. What else? What else was there to talk? I'm trying to think. I thought I had something else.
Yeah, I thought he was from the Bay. He said he's Filipino.
But yeah, should we call the episode "Hard Fucking Pass"?
That shit's fucking hilarious. I gotta find that tweet too.
I'll be because it's. I also tweeted that Lena Waithe in the season started making that season Master None where the McMahon Helmsley era. Just like, oh God,
bruh, that was a nasty time in wrestling. As I'm looking at this too.
Hey, it's you.
No, it ain't, motherfucker.
Well, it's the bank show. Don't you dare turn off the show. We ain't done yet.
No, I'm listening to you talk this bullshit about me being Paul White. Like those that understand the reference. It's like you're like,
oh God,
heel
let's see. Look at Bobby Lashley turning a choke slam to a DDT. People say this man couldn't work back in the day. Paul Heyman.
Motherfuckers is liars. They racist, bro. Them motherfuckers a worker. He's doing high spots and shit. But he was so swole he couldn't even move his whole arm.
Yeah, again, it's you can't bend over, wipe their own ass.
Yeah, like bruh.
I think Brian Cage is the ultimate guy at that.
Like, bruh, for real, like dog. It's like Kevin Hart said too. Like, you too damn swole. You can't do shit. Like, all right.
John Silver is also close because John Silver is like short. He's like Kevin Hart size, but has like the arms of Brock Lesnar. Like he really overcompensated on the arms.
Hey, bro, you gotta do leg days too, fucker.
Fucker.
Like,
all right, there, fucker.
Right, bro. You can't.
All right, Jeff Bridges.
Right. I might be an LA white dude. Not. I'm just.
If no one ever knew what you looked like, that would be an amazing gimmick.
Me being a white dude.
Yeah.
No, sir. Because then I can't get all the benefits that come with being white.
I'd like to buy this newspaper. Just take it.
Right. What he said, what the little dude said off motherfucking Atlanta season 2. I'm a 36-year-old white
Oh
man.
yeah, I'm a 36 fellow DeGeneres.
Yeah.
That was the thing I forgot to say last week when talking about the Beatles was the great Eddie Murphy SNL skit about I was the 5th member of the Beatles and they stole all my songs. It was She Loves You, Man. I Want to Hold Your Hand, Man. Like, and how they had the audio records. Like, let's kick him out the group and steal all of his songs. If you played it backwards.
Bruh. And motherfuckers took that idea too. What I sent you.
Which one?
Remember what we talked about the day before, and the motherfuckers had the Lord of the Rings and then the Beatles. And the IG story I sent you.
I mean,
somebody listening, but the motherfuckers won't tell people.
I think it's really my actual phone because I got this one when we kind of really started the show. So it really might just be this. I might just have to get a new phone and let's see what happens.
I thought you already did. I thought you got the 13.
No, this is the phone. Yeah, but I got this like on our 4th episode.
No, I thought you had the iPhone 13 because you were rich.
No, what do you do? This is a 12, sir.
Well, still, that's what I'm saying. The phones are definitely tech. We got iPhones, bro. They listen to everything.
Yeah, I've had this phone since I believe November of last year. What? Oh, the night the line was crossed.
What the fuck is that?
Right now, that's Jimmy Snuka and I think Tommy. Yeah, early Tommy Dreamer, because it's the night the line was crossed.
That's crazy. Tommy Dreamer really been in the business that long. They have a match with
ECW had names like Massacre on Queens Boulevard, the Big Apple Blizzard Blast, the Hostile City. Exact.
That's a nasty name.
Hostile City Showdown, Cyber Slam, a big. I think it's supposed to be Big Ass Extreme Bash. Or Bashed in the USA. No. Peacock is fucking.
Hey terrible. Man, get the network. You just gotta have it on your phone.
Pick up the phone, man. Well, I think that's it. I can't think of anything else that happened because it was a quiet week, really, in terms of news. I just really been watching Billions and the one episode of Hawkeye. Haven't been watching any movies or anything. And again, we're winding down the year. We'll be next week. Hopefully, our guest is able to be available.
I'm work on that today. I'm gonna see him later.
And about probably after that, we'll do. I don't know if we really might have to do best of the year, literally on the first day of the year because of the movies. Because of all those movies, so we got to figure out. Maybe that's when we'll do 2000s movies. Some we've been putting off after we did 90s movies. We might have to finally do 2000 through 2009 movies.
Yeah, because what we gotta do in 2 weeks, we gotta do that Spider-Man shit. Well, around 2 weeks because
that's the thing.
So I got to get my ticket for that.
We might have to do the double feature of Kingsman, Spider-Man, and then Matrix. And Macbeth.
Let me tell y'all something. Them 3-hour episodes we did is coming back. Do I mind?
I mean, we're still doing close to 3 hours.
That one might be that might be the Dune episode. I don't know. Which I don't mind. Like, bro, I'm actually excited for all that. Like, those are 4 movies I actually really want to see. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's really sucks. Like, Kingsman should have come out now because nothing's out right now.
Thank you. Like
I do want to see. I mean, House of Gucci. I mean, you sent me the camera, but I don't watch cam rips anymore. No, you didn't. You didn't send that.
Yeah, I didn't send it. Somebody sent it. Yeah, getting me caught
up. No one sent anyone anything.
Thank you, because they be listening.
But yeah, we got to figure out. Maybe we'll have to pick a pay-per-view to watch. Because that was something we tried to do a while ago.
Pick some bad pay-per-views.
I will. It sucks that we did all the vengeances in one show because that was that Vengeance 04 and Vengeance 05 or
Oh, what about
yeah.
Taboo Tuesday?
I never liked Taboo Tuesday. I had
Is
Taboo
that
Tuesday or I had Taboo Tuesday 04 on DVD and it had the good Shelton Benjamin Chris Jericho match.
mhm.
But then it had Redacted Wolverine and Edge against La Resistance is all right.
Triple H rival?
It had Triple H HBK for the 400th time, and it was again Shawn Michaels had a bad leg. So what did Triple H do? Work the leg,
Right.
and then
During
it
that
had
dream match,
Randy Orton and Ric Flair in a steel cage.
which is
So
fire. But it was just no, that wasn't fire. That was just Ric Flair doing 1,000 chops.
it was right.
Like, bruh, he was out of shape. He was old.
No, that was the last year he was in shape. By that age, for that age, because that's when he had like the real he had abs for a 50-something-year-old man. Because
Triple H, you think I'm afraid of you?
He picked you for a reason. Orton,
You think I'm afraid of you? As God is my witness, lightning jumped off my umbrella.
He's like, you
hit the guy next to me.
pissant. You, I'm Ric Flair. You never could beat me. You always wanted to be. You could never beat me. Your father, he's a bitch. Imagine if he said that. That's my dad saying that.
He was, hey man, he wanted to lose to that. Nobody really
We
liked
might
Bob
have
Orton.
to, yeah, but no. What we should do? We'll do Breaking Point 2009.
Let's go.
You know what Breaking Point 2009 is?
I vaguely remember it.
That is Randy Orton, John Cena, and the I Quit match. That is, I believe, submissions count anywhere. DX versus Legacy. This is just the top of my head. Undertaker, CM Punk, and the Screw Job. William Regal, Christian. And there might be like a Drew McIntyre, Kofi Kingston. A Drew McIntyre, something with Drew McIntyre because he won the IC title the next month from John Morrison. So it's like we might have to do something like that. Breaking Point or Bragging Rights 2010 or 2009. We might have to do something like that. Because we might have to really do a John Cena, Randy Orton centric pay-per-view so you can talk about why Randy Orton should be top 5, and I could say why he shouldn't be.
Let's go. I say because we had that conversation briefly earlier too. So
yeah, you were typing something that stopped. I was like, "Come on, bitch, say something now!" Like,
no, I was legit near the store. That's why, and I was like, "All right." I thought we were gonna talk about it pre-production, but we didn't. So I was like, "See, things work out." So I was like, "All right, we could talk about it."
Yeah, but we've been talking about doing a wrestling watch along. How we did past summer for a while. I know Cody and Eve are doing some great ones. They're doing some ones on the Black and Nonce table that I like, the Scott Steiner Triple H, just so I could be like, Big Papa Pump is throwing you belly to bellies.
No, that's what he did during that match.
15 minutes straight, just over, side, back.
Because Triple H probably had an idea like
that's why Triple H is terrible. He couldn't carry Scott Steiner, and he's supposed to carry people. Come on. Ric Flair could have carried Scott Steiner. He would be like, Scott, all you gotta do, Scott, is just throw me around. I'll do all the rest.
And he gonna oversell that motherfucker like he do.
Then I'm gonna give you some chops. And then I'm gonna chop block you. And then poke you in the eye.
And Scott
oh God.
Scott wouldn't do that shit because he probably a legit potato. And remember, listen up, you old bastard. I never liked you anyway.
Listen here, you old bitch.
He picked him up in the ring, him and him up. I'm like, bruh. And
I'm gonna put you in the graveyard. My damn self.
Dog. Rick was just taking that shit in the ring. I'm like, bruh, you gotta fight back.
You should have been in the old folks' home about a decade ago.
Not like the real Nature Boy, Buddy Rogers.
Oh yeah. I watched the promo last night.
Which one?
The Shane Douglas one, the real Nature Boy. Yeah. We talked about that doing that this week. I was watching some old promos. I watched some
Were we
old
supposed to
Stone
do
Cold.
promos?
That's tough to do because we'd have to watch it, stop it, because we'd also have to commentate on it as well. But like we'd have to have a playlist set of the ones we want to kind of talk about. But we'd have to be able to watch it where there are no issues. And we've had that before when one of us just try to share the screen.
Mm-hmm. No, we should be good now. I got technology.
We'll have to try it again once you have the desktop. I didn't want to try to take it, like you said, you would have to look for a laptop for.
No, I just got the laptop now, but it connection thing. But I think I'm good with this.
Big, and we still got some plenty of stuff to talk about. Right now, it's just a kind of a down week in terms of quiet, real quiet. But I think we had a good one.
No, absolutely. Hey, man, the professionals will make a way out of no way. It's not a lot of shit to talk about. The year is winding down.
Or we could just make fun of each other for cussing weird and...
Which is great. That's how this works.
Kiss my fucking ass. That's what it is. It's just like... It's putting fucking in between two words to be like... Good fucking luck.
The way y'all say goddamn it too is fucking hilarious.
Who?
White people. Y'all put y'all soul when y'all say goddamn it.
Damn it. Like, yeah, it's that. It's like
y'all put your soul
that's literally me when like something goes wrong. It's just like if I hit like a fucking pot, I'm like, God damn, we're like, fuck.
Do your pops ever hear you cuss?
Yeah.
What'd he say?
You think my dad's like, watch your fucking mouth?
Yeah, I would think
is my dad Sam Elliott all of a sudden? Coors, banquet beer.
Dog, I would think he'll say so to you if you be cussing like that around.
Nah, because he started cussing like that. When I cussed in front of my dad once on accident when I was young, he laughed. Like he thought it was a funny thing. Okay, this is the man who showed me South Park when I wasn't supposed to be watching it.
Hey man, he said I created a goddamn monster.
Probably, yeah.
See Marshall no more.
Well, again, my dad and I are like the conversations you and I will be having are pretty much kind of similar. And really? Like my dad, again, like we're talking about the cars being from Fresno. My dad just like, at least they're not from the fucking valley. It's either two, like the only places worse than the fucking valley are Stockton, and then he'll be like,
my dad letter Stockton, goddamn.
Oh, he's especially for like Nate Diaz and all that. He'll be like, oh, Stockton, you know what's in Stockton? Fucking meth. Like,
bro, I try to tell people when I found out they're from Stockton, I said, I fucking knew it.
See,
and they look like meth heads, even though they
exactly. That's what my dad will say. Like, yeah,
there's something in the water out there, bro.
Meth.
No, meth water. That's what we need to start selling.
Meth water. God. Water? You got any water?
What is water, man? What is meth water? Like, that's why people in Arizona look the way they look.
No, but my dad and I will be having like the wrestling combos or the movie combos kind of similar. Where my dad would be like, my dad loves like the movie Nick and Nora. If you've ever seen it.
Mm-mm.
Oh, he'll like bit. Yeah, I told you he loves Bob's Burgers. So.
Yeah, no. Hey,
the ultimate guest for the show is my dad. But like my dad will also be like the best worst guest of all time.
No, I think it'll be great.
Because I'd be like, so Dad Banks and I, we talked about the Fast and Furious movies for 10 straight weeks. My dad would be like, why? He'd be like, why? Like, they're awful. Like, they're terrible. Like,
well, your other dad said the same thing.
That is true. Well,
even
Fam was like, come on. Really?
Like, bro, we watch wrestling.
And Math was just like,
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, like the what and the what?
Bro, he always talking about he don't know what some shit is. You a damn lie. You know what Harry Styles is.
No, I believe that.
Like, dog, my mom know who Harry Styles is. She older. I think she older than Math.
But yeah, it's literally just like all the father figures in my life are just like, do better when it comes to those movies.
Dog.
Cal came in on that episode with the great English. She's like, oh yeah, it was fucking terrible.
Right. But that's fine.
He came in, he had his headphones on his phone. He's like, yeah, I'm just like, I'm glad you guys called me, but like, yeah, I knew it was gonna be bad. You could just tell. Just like, nah.
But at least he watched it.
Oh, I mean, it was for the job, yeah.
Yeah, so that's all I'm saying. At least he watched it. Like you can't just say it's bad and you ain't watched
Oh
it.
no, my father watched it because my dad's like, you watch one, you seen them all. I
That's
go
not how it
fast.
works.
I go fast again. That's like something he's legit said to me. We gotta go fast again. We're getting in another car. Like,
Hey, that's not how this works, pops.
I told him like John Cena was, and he's like, oh,
That's not how this game works.
I
in
told
Fast and
I took like
Furious,
my I was like that I saw Fast 9. He's like, I'm like, you want to know how it was? He's like, oh, I bet you thought it was great. It's like, no, it was terrible. He's like, wait, what? He was shocked that I hated it. He was just, and even my stepmom, she was right next to her. She's like, wait, you didn't like it?
Hey, Rose, like, yeah.
They were like sky high Eve when he said like, oh wow. I know Letty will come to its defense, but it's terrible. And I said what I fucking said.
I don't want to hear this shit from her because then don't have to go through this shit. But we right again as usual.
But we're wrapping it up anyway. We gotta. Again,
No, I just know I'm about to hear
but I mean wrapping it up in the end of the year. I mean,
yeah, but I know I gotta hear this bullshit
because I don't think it'll be on my best of the year. Except with it'll probably be my best scene of the year. Is the
you don't know shit about that.
But you think you knew that because you're his favorite? You don't know shit.
One of the all-time. Hey, if anything, if y'all listening, just watch that scene from Fast now.
Well, that's what I loved about that. See, even that tweet about what's a line and delivery you always remember. That's this show. It's just us doing lines to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Like like The Godfather. It's not what I wanted.
This man knows damn near every mafia movie line.
He's having the heart. He's legit like. Like a doctorate in. Watch that scene. I'll send you. Just watch Al Pacino go like. He's just like.
But bro, he went out the same way his pops. His pops just
I'm your
passed
kid
out
brother,
the fucking
Mikey.
garden. That shit had me in tears when pops went out in the garden.
I want respect.
I'm smart. I can do things. Not like everybody else. No, the best thing about that shit is, and with the pops, it's kind of ironic. The pops, when he had his heart attack in the garden, and he just fucking Dolph Ziggler, yeah. He didn't know how to bump properly, so he botched the bump.
They're like, what if he threw you off the top of the cage, cack?
We should be laughing about that. That shit was funny how Marlon Brando fell over.
It was probably a shoot. I'm gonna take a fucking nap.
I mean, according to the Dr. Moreau movie, yeah.
Yeah.
That was the beginning of the end. You think he?
No, we got. We got to get out now. We got to get out now.
I mentioned Richard Pryor earlier.
Yeah.
So I was about to bring it back.
I had Richard Pryor till they got the jokes.
Yeah, I'm not doing it.
At the BBD pod on Twitter at Davis aka Drip. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, rate, review, follow all of it on Apple and Spotify exclusively. You can subscribe to YouTube. Maybe all the content will be uploaded one day once it's cleared. Because we're fighting the man right now. We're fighting the system of copyright. That's our true mission, is to take down the copyright people.
Like, bro, we not making no money off this shit. Why y'all hating? It might be straight now, but I said that last time with Madeir. But at the same time, WWE is worse than Madeir. So
I'm like, what'd you say?
Fucking playing December to Dismember.
They're not gonna make money off a show I made no money off of.
It's kind of true. That's why he got rid of ECW the next day.
He was like, I lost $50 million.
And that's why he got rid of ECW the next day.
ECW.
But y'all can just keep the titles. Like, bro, it's no point.
But, yeah, Banks, I mean, we'll be back next week. Same time. Same place. Hopefully with a special guest. I'm nervous. I'm always nervous when we have a guest, though, is the thing. I was nervous when we had Eve. I was nervous when we had, who on. I was nervous when we had even Van and X. I'm nervous with all the guests. I was nervous.
Hey, I was nervous too
but
when she came through.
I also do like having guests on. Um,
Yeah, we don't have as many guests on. That's why I
but
like the
it's better.
show.
It's better when it's just you and I talking. But it's also cool to have guests as well to add a different dynamic to the conversation. And again, it's never really an interview them. I mean, I probably might want to ask him one or two things, but it's mainly just to like have a fun conversation.
Yeah, that's all it's gonna be. So yeah, I'm working
I
on it
gotta
today as
ask him
well.
why he thinks I'm funny. I want to know because you're a
Everybody
funny
thinks you
guy,
funny.
you know. Like, uh,
You
holy,
the only person that don't believe you funny.
I
Everybody
don't
believes
really
you
know.
funny.
I do believe it sometimes. Like,
Nah, you had
uh,
me rolling hard fucking passes for you.
I only believe it sometimes when I see certain people tweet, and I'm like, oh, I'm funnier than that. Like,
Yeah, that's what we saying, bro.
but I don't like when I tweet something, I'm like, that's not funny. But I'm just like, when I see someone else, I'm like, I'm 10 times funnier than you. Like,
Bro, you a funny motherfucker in a respectful way.
like a clown.
Like you not a clown, but you funny.
I amuse you.
You do.
But
Tears of a sad clown. Is that what you saying?
uh,
You taking my shit? Yeah. You see, I posted that.
now that's my favorite episode of Seinfeld. Though was the Pagliacci episode.
Hey, but remember also too, it was on Hey Arnold.
That
I'm
is.
a clown.
Oh yeah, the redheaded kid, right?
Yeah.
Who throws the tomatoes?
Yeah. What do you think of Tears of a Sad Clown?
Well, like, all right. Well, we might have to. So yeah, Breaking Point 2000, or maybe I want people to let us know what pay per views we should watch. We're not going to take your suggestions. Just let us know which ones, and if things are like, huh. But we're not going to take your suggestions because have you ever seen the movie The Goods?
No.
It's a good bad movie. But Craig Robinson plays a DJ who doesn't take requests. It's kind of a good bit throughout it where the guy's like, "Hey, play this." He's like, "All right, I got you," and then he plays a different song. He's like, "Don't give them what they want. Never give them what they want."
Bruh. My thing is, so are we putting a poll up to ask?
We're the anti Jalen Rose. Got to give the
People what they want.
the people what they want. We ain't giving you shit. So we're Dave
Never
Chappelle.
need your fucking money back.
Yeah, so we're Dave Chappelle. But no, just add us with what are your favorite pay-per-views, and we'll see if what we think. But more often than that, we're gonna pick our own shows to watch. I just want people to engage with us. I want the listeners, the supporters, to talk to us. Talk to us, damn it! Clap for me, bitch.
Bruh. Yeah, no. If we not putting a poll up, y'all just let us know.
No polls, no polls. Not
At the
after
BBB pod.
the people failed us.
No, because they wanted to see you go live, but you ran from it.
We got my whole life ended.
We got screwed.
I screwed myself. Is what happened.
Davis screwed Davis.
You legit. But no, we got screwed over in the poll when people said justice was better than purpose, and it wasn't. Is justice going to be on your album, on your best of 2021?
Hell no. That shit came out last year.
Exactly. No, it's 2021.
No, that motherfucker did a triple deluxe to get to 2021. That shit came out last year.
No.
I promise you. You the movie guy, I'm the music guy. Early last year, that shit came out February, March, and then they just repackaged it again and put it on.
No. The single came out.
No, that album Justice came out last year.
Release date March 19th, 2021.
What's the one with Offset now?
You're thinking of Changes.
Okay, that's what I'm thinking about.
Yeah, that's February.
With the red cover.
February 14th, 2020. Yeah, he did the Valentine's Day album. That's why. Yeah. But no, because you said Justice was better than Purpose. Purpose would have been on my best of the year list in that year if we had done the pod.
No, I forgot even Justice came out.
That's the thing. We gotta start doing some prep. I was gonna start doing the day prep for the list, both for this and for BRP of end of the year show.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely gonna do that because I'm like, damn, I didn't even know they came out this year. I don't give a fuck about no peaches in Miami.
Georgia.
That
I got
too.
my peaches down in Georgia.
Well, I do
That's
care
that
about the
shit.
ones out here, but never mind.
I get mine from the source. Yeah, that shit.
All right, bro. You know
He
it.
said I got. What did he say? Badass bitch. Like, hey, like you do not refer to your wife as a badass bitch. Quit playing, Justin.
No, let us refer to her as that.
All right, okay. We out. Nope. 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 Now with Alec Baldwin. Nope. No. No. Not her uncle. No. Mm-mm.
Oh shit, I forgot. Yeah,
Yep. You just screwed yourself now.
the killer. On that note, at the BVD pod. Stay blessed.